Right, we are live. Welcome everyone to the Super Rugby AU live stream. It is going to be the Brumbies versus the Western Force. We're only moments away from kickoff. We have got Carlos in the chat. Has said, go Brumbies. This is a huge match for the Western Force coming off a win against the Reds. The Brumbies, the only team they have lost to is the Reds here. Nick White, I believe it was, or it might have been Lolicio who was kicking that one off, but it has been taken there by Stander. And the Western Force have got this ball. It is going to be Thomas Kubeli who is firing this one up high. And he has kicked that one long as well. And it hasn't found touch. And it has been taken by Tom Banks now with the step round. Olawafela. And he is having a good run there straight away. Tom Banks, who was one of the commentators' keys in this match, they did say. But now the Brumbies are just inside of the Western Force half. Now it is going to be James Slipper, who is having a bit of a run as well. Nick White now deciding to go into the hands of Lolicio, who is finding a bit of a gap. But he has been dragged down there by the number 5, and that could be a clean turnover for the Western Force. It is a penalty to them straight away, and that will give them a bit of confidence starting this match. But yeah, it is going to be a very exciting one. Whoever can win this match moves on to the final to face the Reds. Can't get much better than that, that is for sure. Okay, I was just checking. I thought it was Isaac sending me a message saying that the live stream wasn't working, but he was talking about something for tomorrow as well. But the Western Force, they have got momentum on their side, beating the top of the table, the Reds. They could be meeting them in the final, but that one has been kicked into touch there by Miotti. And now the Western Force are going to be having the line out. They are showing Jeremy Thrush there. He is a dangerous man with ball in hand, very good with his tackling as well throughout the Super Rugby AU competition. And it is now going to be It is Kai Tu. He was actually able to score a try in the last match, I believe. But then, of course, 3 tries for Jordan Olawafela, the Englishman, and he will be hoping to have an impact in this one as well. But that now is in the hands of Valentini. The Brumbies have turned that one over, and now they are on their 40-metre line. Nick White with a big kick in behind there, found a bit of space behind the Western Force, but it has been taken there by Jordan Olawafela. And he is going to be kicking that one back down the field, and he has found touch there. Good kick from him, but it is going into touch now, and it is going to be the Brumbies line out. But do let me know your score predictions for this match in the chat. Let me know who you think is going to be winning this match. And also, with who is going to be winning this match, do you think they are going to be able to go on to the final and beat the Reds? That is the big question for you. Goes to the back, but it has been taken now by the Western Force. Another line-out turnover, but Kubeli has got that one in hand. Was a knock-on against, it was one of the Brumbies forward. So now it is going to be the scrum to the Western Force. Only 2.5 minutes into this match. And I feel like it will be a very entertaining 80 minutes. It always is with finals football. You never know what is going to be happening. And yeah, like they are saying, the Brumbies, they are the team that everyone is saying they have won this match before it has started. But the Western Force, they are a team in form. Of course, they don't have Rob Carney at the moment due to, I believe, an injury. But he was saying that they are all fired up and they are ready to have a good performance here. The forward pack of the Force is an extra 60-something kgs than the Brumbies forward pack, which is an interesting factor and maybe could pay dividends to them here. It is a solid scrum. Kubeli puts it in. Now it is going to be Kubeli once again. Now they are going to be passing it back into the 22, so this one can't go into touch, but it is a good kick downfield from Richard Kahui. Now it's going to be Tom Banks with the counter rung. And he is trying to find the gap, offloads it there to Tom Wright, who is close to the touchline. But it was a good tackle there from Pulu. The Brumbies just inside of their own half. It is going to be Pete Samu now, having a bit of a run. He did miss the last match, I believe, for the Brumbies, if I'm not wrong. And now it is going to be Slipper firing it back now. Simone goes into the hands of Ikatau, who is stepping all over the place. Now Ikatau, no one can stop the man. He is still going, but he is still going. He just pushed off about 3 tacklers there. And he is close to the 22 now. It's going to be James Slipper firing it back. Little knock on, though, from Nololicio. And we are going to be going back now for the scrum to the Western Force. But the Brumbies looking strong in that attack there. And it looks like this match is going to be a fast-paced one. But yeah, Ikatau sells a little bit of the dummy, does the step round the number 6, which is actually Anstey for this one. It was originally on the team sheet, Lee Warner. But he is going to be coming off the bench. Just shunts off the tackle of Richard Kahui there. Still going, Ikatau, but in the end, they were able to drag him down. Then it was Luliso who was dropping that ball just a little bit. But yeah, it's an exciting matchup. And I feel like the next couple of weeks, we have got some very good rugby on the cards, that is for sure. We've got the finals for both Super Rugby Aotearoa, Crusaders versus Chiefs, and Super Rugby AU, which could be one of these two sides. I'm not too sure who to pick, though, because the Western Force have been going pretty well in their last match. They're riding momentum. My voice keeps on trying to cut out. Looking forward to the Trans-Tasman competition, says Neville Singh. Yeah, that's going to be a very good one. First match, Highlanders versus Reds. I mean, the Highlanders, they're coming off a loss to the Hurricanes, but they're one of those sides that if they aren't too injured, because they have had a lot of injuries so far, but if they have got a decent lineup, they'll be trying to take it to that Red side. But the second week, it is going to be the Crusaders versus the Reds, which I think is a match that everyone is looking forward to. Also, Brumbies versus Crusaders is actually going to be happening the first week of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. So a lot to look forward to. Once again, the front rows do collapse. So we are going to have another scrum reset. The scrum feed is going to be for the Western Force, though. And what match are you looking forward to the most there, Neville, in that Super Rugby Trans-Tasman competition? Do let me know. I feel like there's a couple kind of sleeper matches. The likes of the Western Force versus the Chiefs is a match I'm actually looking forward to as well. That's going to be at 11:55 p.m. on Saturday night, not next week, the week after, I believe. And yeah, that one could be an interesting one. Two sides who have shown a lot of heart throughout this competition for Super Rugby AU and Aotearoa. But then you got the powerhouses. That's going to be the penalty, though, to the Brumbies in that scrum. I believe it was the far side going down. So that gives the Brumbies a little bit of confidence early on. Jeremy Thrush not looking too happy. Front row collapsing. The man up against Michael Alalatoa. That would be Tom Robertson for this one. And he did end up going down. No, it is actually Santiago Medrano, the Argentine on the far side, I believe it was. So he would have been up against James Slipper. But yeah, that is a penalty to the Brumbies. And are they going to take on the three here, or are they going to be going? Possibly. No, they are going for the corner here. The Brumbies, they want to pour on the pressure, want to get some big points on the board early on in this match. We have Scott Henry Samuel. What's up? Welcome to the live stream, mate. Who are you picking to win this match? Do let me know. But now it is going to be Folau Fainga'a, who is once again going to have this line-out throw. So far, two unsuccessful line-outs in this match. That one has been claimed, though. Now it is a little bit of a set play. It's going to be Folau Fainga'a. He's running close to the line, only a couple meters short now. And it is going to be Nick White firing it out now into the hands of Simone, who is just short once again. Now it's going to be Nick White. Tells the dummy, goes himself. Meters short for the Brumbies. Alan Alalatoa around the side. And I believe they have got the advantage as well. Yes, they do. Lolicio takes it on the bounce there. He is tackled once again by the Western Force. Medrano would have been winning the penalty, but they are going back now. And it is going to be the penalty for offside against the Western Force. We've got Blues versus Reds. Caleb Clark needs to show his ability across this competition, says Neville Singh. Yeah, he's one of those players that everyone going into Super Rugby Aotearoa, like he was one of those wingers to watch out for, but really he just hasn't had many chances so far this competition. And hopefully, yeah, it does improve. Although I did see in the last match between the Blues and the Chiefs, he seemed to have a little bit of a shoulder injury. So hopefully that was only a little bit of a stinger and he will be all right to go, because we've had too many injuries, not just in Super Rugby Aotearoa, but also Super Rugby AU. We see at the moment James Slipper is down on the ground at the moment with some sort of knee injury, I believe it is. But yeah, Folau Fainga'a throwing in the line out, and from there, they went straight to that set play. Cadron Neville taking that one, and then it just offloaded Folau Fainga'a. He's a dangerous ball runner. All these number twos in these teams, the Super Rugby AU, Super Rugby Aotearoa, they've got a huge amount of ability, and exactly, says Neville Singh as well. So do you go for the Blues normally, Neville, or is that just one of those sides that you are looking forward to seeing? And if you are a Blue supporter, who is the player that you feel has played the best throughout this season for the Blues? Which is probably an interesting question, because there's probably a couple players you could say, but then also maybe a couple of the players that we thought could have been up there are also not really. We have got Zion in the chat, has said hi, and also Jacob Tigley in the chat as well, has said hi, Kiwi lads. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. James Slipper is all strapped up, and he is going to be ready to go. The Brumbies are going to be going for the line-out, I believe, or maybe the scrum here. Yes, huge fan of the Blues as well, says Neville Singh. Yeah, very good side, and they had a good victory over the Chiefs today. I am wearing the Chiefs kit. It was sent to me by one of you guys. So people thought that I was possibly going for the Chiefs in that match, but I just love watching all of the New Zealand sides, so I'm pretty impartial in that regard. Same with Super Rugby AU. And it is going to be the Brumbies line out now. Cadron Neville taking that one once again. Now they are 5 metres out here with the rolling maul. It is going backwards. Good defence, though, from the Western Force. Are they going to be able to get the forward momentum going here? They are starting to move now. 5 metres out. They are trying their best to defend it here. The Western Force doing a pretty decent job. And now it is at the back. Nick White has got that ball in hand. They have been told to use it. He is going to the left. It's into the hands of Lolisio. Goes to Simoni. Goes into the hands of Muirhead with a big ball over the top. Goes straight into the hands of Tom Wright, but he is tackled there by the number 15, which is Jake Strachan for this match, because of the fact that for some reason it is Gallagher on the bench, even though he did have a pretty good match up against the Reds in the last week. Now it is going to be, once again, Nick White going to the side, almost into the hands of Tom Wright, but does knock it on. And because of it now, it means that it is going to be the scrum to the Western Force. And yes, we have got Chiefs women beat the Blues women, said Zion. They did indeed, and I think that was by about 20 points as well, if I'm not wrong. Well, you've got Hoskins, who was a very key player this season. He's phenomenal off the back of the scrum. And he's one of those ones, you see how well he's playing, and it's always in the back of your mind. You really worry about an injury. The likes of Dalton Pabali, very good season for him as well. Those loose forwards of the Blues, Akira Ioane as well, they're phenomenal throughout the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition. And you just think about the fact, you go, fingers crossed, please don't end up getting injured. With the amount of injuries we've had so far, it's one of those ones that you just have it in the back of your mind and you really don't want to think about it too much. But yeah, very talented player. He's probably up there for most running meters. He scored quite a few tries as well. Oh, that's a little bit of a fancy pass there. And now it's in the hands of number 12, Goodwin. They are just outside of their 22. It is going to be Jeremy Thrush now having the run for the Western Force. It is getting fired back now. Kubeli is going to be kicking this one high. And it is going to be chased hard. We have got Jonah Nariki versus Chiefs defence. Says Zion as well. Now it's going to be in the hands of Tom Wright, who is nailed in the tackle there by, it was Kaitu. Now it's going to be the other number 2 in this match, Whaingaa, who is dragged down. Nick White now going to the right, goes into the hands of Lolisio, who is going to be trying to find a little bit of territory. It is in the hands of now the number 15, Strauchen, I believe is how you pronounce that one. It is taken by Tom Banks. I will read all of the chat at a very short moment. But now Tom Banks is having a bit of an attacking run, but tackled by the opposite number 15. Now it is going to be Nick White, 40 metres out from the Western Force line. Cadron Neville now having the run, but he is dragged down. And that might be an advantage. No, not quite. Now it is going to be Lolisio. Goes into the fire. Goes now into the hands of another one of the forwards. They are driving here, the Brumbies, but it's stolen in the breakdown by the Western Force. And I believe it's Godwin there has managed to get that one for the Western Force. I think there is another player who is down as well. Now it's going to be Kubeli. Yeah, it's one of the Brumbies players. Not a good sign there. Has been kicked in behind by Miotti, I believe it was. It's been taken, though, by Tom Banks. Fires it back into the hands of Tom Wright. They're going for the attacking move now. It's Tom Banks who sends it along. He's got a mighty boot on him. And that one is a very good kick from Tom Banks. Almost tempting Jake Strachan to be able to try and have a go at that one. But great kick downfield. We have also got in the Jonah Nariki versus Chiefs defence. Yeah, he was able to score a hat-trick against them. But then, since then, after his injury, just didn't quite manage to, he hasn't quite been able to put it together. He did manage to score in the match against the Hurricanes. But I think he was, before he got injured, he did look like he was going to be one of those players who were right up there for try scorers. He still finished, I think, in second, I think with 5, but I think he would have liked a few more there, Jonah Nariki. We have also got, I'm going to watch the Blues versus Chiefs highlights. That will be a very good one to watch as well. Yes, I agree. Looking forward to the finals next week. So which team do you back in the Super Rugby AU competition, Neville? Do let me know. And they are showing Pete Samu there. And hopefully he doesn't end up going off the field there, because he's a very talented player for the Brumbies. But it is also in there who my name in the commentary looks like I'm out on the field. And yeah, if it is the case, your Cadron Neville, he is a very, very tall man. I think he would be close to that 2 metres, surely. But he is probably one of the key locks for them. But then they got Darcy Swain as well. They are stacked, the Brumbies, in this match. But then saying that, the Western Force, they've got a lot of players who have made a name for themselves in this competition so far. That one has gone straight into the hands of the lock. It was Anstey, and now they are going to, the flanker that is, and now it's Kaitu at the back. He has got the ball in hand, but now there is a man on him, and they have got the advantage as well here. So he is going through the middle illegally. Now it's going to be big Jeremy Thrush, who is having a go. He is driven backwards in the tackle, though. Very physical game so far between these two sides. Now it's going to be in the hands of Miotti with a little kick in behind. It's going to be Richard Kahui, who is chasing it hard, but not quite able to get it. And now they are coming back for the penalty. We have also got in there, hey, we have Pablo, the mighty Pablo as well, says Izzy. So you are a happy man about that. I know some people were saying that maybe the Crusaders already have enough talent in those loose forwards that they don't really need another man. But Pablo Matera, very skilled player, very physical player as well, could, kind of teach the younger guys at the Crusaders a few things as well. And we have also got the what time do the highlights come out, says Zion. Normally it is only around half an hour after the match. So I thought they would have been out by now for the, beautifully done there from Tom Wright to keep that ball in off the penalty kick. And now he has kicked it way back downfield. So that is a little bit of a mistake there. And Tom Wright wants it way down the winger, or way down the wing, I should say. I'm a fan of the Brumbies from the Aussie side as well, says Neville. So you'll be hoping that it will be Brumbies versus Reds in the final, because that's going to be an extremely exciting one as well. We have also got a rare chance to tune in for a AU match. Yeah, it's one of those ones that I haven't been able to do every Super Rugby AU game so far, but I do enjoy watching them. Kaitu now going to the front, but it has been stolen there by the Brumbies, but Jeremy Thrush has taken it straight back. And they have now got the ball. No, they haven't. It's a penalty now to the Brumbies. And both of these sides, I feel like my mind is telling me this is going to be a low-scoring, kind of very close game between these two sides. Very physical so far. And it is the penalty now to the Brumbies. Was the number 7 there, which is Rory Scott, who was able to win the penalty for his side. And we have also got in there any highlights for Super 15's final between Satyrs versus Chiefs as well, says Sessoni. Any highlights for the Super Rugby 15's final between, is that for on Rugby Challenge that I do, Sessoni, or as in for the actual match? Because that will be next week, the 8th of May at 7:05 p.m. will be when it is kicking off New Zealand time. We have also got, to be honest, if all the Western Force players in their prime, their team would beat everyone as well, says Izzy. Tell you what, I'm not completely doubting this side, though. They seem to have that passion that they want, although it is a factor that I believe both Miotti and Kubeli, two Argentinians, good offload there, but it is dropped there from Cadron Neville, and it is going to be a scrum now to the Western Force. But yeah, I believe it is both of the Argentine at number 9 and 10 are both going to be going or leaving the Western Force, which could be a big hit for their side as well. We have also got, love your commentary, mate. Keep it up. And I do appreciate that a lot, mate, as well. Yeah, hopefully, I feel like because of the fact that I've done a few of these, I am starting to know the Australian players just a little bit better than I was beforehand. I mean, I still have to look down occasionally just because of the fact that I just, I end up kind of forgetting at times because of doing these back-to-back. But hopefully, by Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, I will have them all learnt pretty nicely. But this battle in the front row is going to be an interesting one. Santiago Madrano, and also they have got James Slipper on that side. And then on the other side, it is Alan Alalatoa and also Tom Robertson. Kubeli now is going to have this ball, and it's going to be the advantage to the Western Force in the penalty now. And they wanted to take it quickly there, but it is another penalty to the Western Force here. It is back and forth with the penalties at the moment. Decent call, Izzy, as well, says Dexter. And we have also got, I watched the semi-finals in 2019, Hurricanes versus Crusaders, and Crusaders won 30-26 at Orange Theory Stadium. Yeah, it's going to be one of those ones. I think it's going to be close, but then there is also the opportunity for the Crusaders to find that form that they did find up against the Blues and run away with it, but then it's a hard one. Like, I feel like the Chiefs, if they do win it, it's going to be by less than 7, whereas if the Crusaders win it, there is the opportunity to win it by probably more than 10. But it could be somewhere in between as well, which is why it will be so exciting. But now it is going to be Kaitu is going to be throwing this one in for the Western Force. They are showing big Jeremy Thrush. They have gone to the front, though, and now it is going to be in the hands of Kubeli Miotti with a short ball now to Goodwin, who has made it to the halfway line, or Godwin, sorry. And now it is going to be, once again, Tamani having a crash up straight through the middle. Was Rob Valentini not quite able to get it, though. Now it's going to be Miotti, goes to Richard Kahui, inside ball now to the number 7. They are driving forward here. The Western Force is in the hands of Robertson. Offloads it to Santiago Madrano, the props linking up there. And he has been told to release there, Cadron Neville. They are going to the short side once again into the hands of Stunder. They are still inside of the half of the Brumbies. Possession or ball retention is going to be key for them in this match. Now it is going to be a good fend from Anstey. And now they are still going. It has up to 8 phases at the moment. Good run there, but great low tackle on him by Samoni. And that's going to be a knock-on advantage now to the Brumbies. And it is going to be the Brumbies now who have got the scrum feed as the Chiefs playing the Crusaders for the final. Says Face Dope Gaming. They are indeed, because it is done off the amount of times that you win rather than your points differential. So because the Chiefs have won 5 games, whereas the Blues have only won 4, that is why the Chiefs go through. That is the ruling that they have decided for the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition. So it's Crusaders versus Chiefs, Orange Theory Stadium, 7:05 p.m. next Saturday night. And I am extremely excited for it. And I watched the Crusaders thrash the poor Rebels in Christchurch, said Zion as well. 66-0 as well, which I don't think this match between the Crusaders and the Chiefs would be that one-sided. But you never know. Like the likes of Will Jordan and Richie Mo'unga, if they can link up, their Mo'unga magic, but then you've got the clutch king Damian McKenzie on the other side. The more I think about it, the more I want to see it now. But unfortunately, we do still have to wait a week. But for now, we have got a great game of rugby on our hands between these two sides. Yes, it is still 0-0, but both sides having their attacking chances now. This is going to be in the hands of Tom Wright. Goes to Tom Banks. Now he has gone on the outside to Muirhead, who has been driven backwards there in the tackle. The Western Force trying to counter-ruck. Not quite able to. White now going into the hands of Darcy Swain, who decides to go again as well, and he's still going there. Darcy Swain getting an extra 5 meters or so. Nick White going to Lolisio, goes into the hands of Valentini, who has been tackled. And tell you what, the Western Force are looking dangerous when it comes to that breakdown. They're trying to rip it away every chance they get. Tom Wright now is going to be tackled there by Richard Kahui, and he has ripped the ball away as well, Richard Kahui, but it has gone into touch. And I believe they are going to say that it was a knock-on. So it is going to be the scrum feed to the Western Force Clutch King, more like Clutch God, said Zion. Yeah, he's been phenomenal, Damian McKenzie, winning 4 out of the 5 games in a row for the Chiefs in the final minutes of the game, whether it's a try against the Blues, a penalty against the Hurricanes, penalty against the Highlanders as well, I believe it was, and then also penalty against the Crusaders. That man, he's on fire. But that's the thing, we're well and truly flooded with fullbacks. Damian McKenzie, Will Jordan. Also, you've got Geordie Barrett. And then I believe Bowden wants to go into 10. So that is probably one of those ones that he's probably got more chance of getting selected at 10 than 15, just with the amount of depth that fullback does have. But someone who has impressed me throughout the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition, I would say, like Perofeta, for filling in with Bowden Barrett's, the gap that Bowden Barrett left. I feel like he hasn't done too bad. Yes, the Blues haven't had the best results at times, but overall I think he has been solid. But then also Zahn Sullivan playing today was very impressive as well, was able to score himself a try. But now we're at the moment tryless, scoreless after the 20 minutes. But it is going to be one of those situations. Damian McKenzie, please not mention the game. He beat the Landers as well, said Zion. I am sorry about that. Of course, you are the Highlanders supporter. Although the Highlanders, they did beat the Blues, so that is one bonus. And that will give them just that little bit of confidence. Yes, they lost to the Hurricanes, but it's Super Rugby Aotearoa. Anything can happen, and Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, I feel, could be the same. Godwin now hitting it up off the back of the pass from the scrum. Now it is going to be Kubele once again. It has gone into the hands of the number 5 for the Western Force. They are inside of their own half at the moment. It looks like Kubele does want that ball, and he does want to kick that one high in the sky at GIO Stadium. It is going to be chased by Pulu there, but Tom Wright taking it beautifully straight to ground. I don't think that was a clear release from the Western Force. Nick White with the low pass, but taken well by Fainaa. And now Nick White, once again, he has been busy so far throughout this match, and it looks like it is going to continue now. It is going to be in the hands of Scott, Rory Scott, that is. Nick White now going out to Alan Alatoa, trying to hit it up, but he is tackled as well. And something that I would like to see in this match is no injuries, because of how many injuries we have had throughout the competition for Super Rugby AU and also Aotearoa so far. Now it's going to be Irasamoni who is hitting that one up as well. They are just inside of their own half at the moment, the Brumbies, but now they are in the half of the Western Force with Tom Banks hitting that ball up. The Western Force trying to counter-ruck, and it might be working for them. They're getting close, but Nick White has still got that ball in hand as well. Hey, mate, how's it going? And this is a quick check-in because my iPad's on 1%, but I will come in your next live stream, which will be Crusaders versus Chiefs final. Have a good rest of your day, bro. Bye, mate. Sees Carlos as well. Good to see you, mate. And I will see you later. Tom Banks now going into the hands of Simone, who has kicked it in behind, found a bit of space. And it is going to be one for Strachan. He has no space at the moment, but somehow he was trying to step out of there. It is going to be the counter-ruck from the Brumbies, but the Western Force protecting that ball nicely in the breakdown. Kubeli firing it back now to the number 7, which for this one is Koteka. And they are trying to increase that angle for that kick to become a little bit further down the field. It is Kubeli who takes it on himself, and it is good from him, and it is going to be just outside of the 22 now for the Brumbies. We have got and lost to the Hurricanes 19-30 and then 22-41. Do not mention anything about Highlanders losing, says Zion. Okay, from now on, that is off the cards. Although something to look forward to, Highlanders versus the Reds. First match of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman is going to be on Friday night, 7:05 on the 14th of May, I believe it is. It's going to be Philauwhainaa now having this line out. Was claimed there, but it has been dropped there. It has gone backwards, though, and that one has gone forward. So now it is going to be the knock-on, and the Western Force do get the scrum feed. And I am curious. I'm wondering if you guys know what was the longest time that a Super Rugby AU match has gone so far without the try being scored. And I mean, I'm only mentioning them, Zion, because you keep on putting them in the chat. And as you know, I do read every message that does get put in the chat as well. But surely you are excited for the Highlanders versus Reds match for Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. And now it is going to be the scrum feed for the Brumbies in this match. Or sorry, for the Western Force just outside of their 22 at the moment. But yeah, what is the longest time that there hasn't been a point scored in a Super Rugby AU game? Because I feel like we must be getting close. 23 minutes gone so far. The front rows have gone down, so it is going to be scrum reset. Is it possible that we could have a 0-0 going into halftime? Surely not. I feel like the Brumbies, if that was the case, they may regret that decision, trying to go for the rolling maul a little bit earlier on, kicking for the corner off the penalty rather than taking the 3 out front. And I think I've also added a scrum as well in a position that they could have taken the possible 3. But they are a strong side, the Brumbies, and they would love to make it to the final. Nope, I'm not waiting all the time just to see them lose, says Zion. I mean, it's one of those ones we have seen, though, the Highlanders. I mean, the second half against the Chiefs is a perfect example. If the Highlanders, or it's a straight penalty there to the Western Force, if the Highlanders find a bit of form, like in that match, they have a good chance of winning. I think all time the Reds won a game something like 6-0 as well, says Dexter as well, but maybe in the 90s or something, says Dexter. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because that's the other thing, Zion. If the Reds lose the final to whoever they play here, Western Force or Brumbies, they may be a little bit of a broken team going into that final, or going into the first round of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. Anything can happen in these southern derbies that we are seeing between these sides, as we well and truly know. And we have got Landers bad. You can agree, says Zion. I don't think I call them bad. I just say they've got about 10 to 15 injuries, which doesn't help. The likes of Fatuli Pai, he was going to be awesome in the centres for them. He was injured before the season started. They've lost. That's nowhere near straight there. And it is going to be Nick White who did claim that one, but they are going back for the not straight throw. Not the best one there from Kaitu'u. But yeah, they lost a lot of early players. Like in that 4-pack as well, they've lost about 3 or 4 props already. Also losing the likes of Liam Squire, who they brought in. They haven't played Solomon Alai-Marlow. They've only played Nihi Munaskata once. They've also, they also lost Connor Garden-Bishop, who was one of the informed players for them. And now they've lost Josh Ioane as well. So they've just had that run of injuries, and it is very hard to find form when you're constantly losing, when you're constantly losing players to injury. But it's going to be the scrum feed now for the Brumbies. Can they get a possible few points before the end of this first half? We've got 15 minutes left now. And it has just been a battle between these two sides. Now it is in the hands of Muirhead with a little bit of a juggle there, but he has been able to claim it. Has been dragged down there. And they have still got that one, or have they? No, it's a counter ruck from the Western Force. Tom Wright Muirhead tried to get back up and have another go at that, but now it is going to be in the hands of the Western Force. Oh, that's an awkward looking kick there, but maybe it's going to be an awkward one to take. No, Tom Banks does it comfortably on the halfway line. Now he is going to be running. Good low tackle on him by Godwin, though. They are 45 metres out at the moment. The Brumbies slipper goes into the hands of Nololisio, who was able to almost find the gap, but straight over that ball. Is that going to be the penalty? No, not quite. Nick White now going into the hands of Ikitau, looking strong so far throughout this match. They've got the advantage as well now, the Brumbies. Now it is going to be in the hands of Alan Alalata. I will read the chat in a very short moment as well. Now it is going to be in the hands of Nick White. Goes to Tom right now. And now it is going to be Ikitau down the wing. Once again, they're inside of the 22. It is going to be Tom Wright playing halfback. Goes into the hands of Swain, who is driven backwards in the tackle there. Straight over the ball was Kupeli, but not able to get it. Now it is Ikitau, quick hands. Now into the hands of Rory Scott, I should say there. Jeremy Thrush a little bit slow getting up there, but he is tackled there. James Slipper tackled by his opposite number there, Tom Robertson, and they are going back for the penalty to the Brumbies. Surely they take the 3 here. Right, we will wait and see. Batman is in the chat as well. Amazing win against B Chiefs. Team Blues. If the Chiefs took their chances, would have been embarrassing for the Blues. Yeah, that's one of those things. It was almost, the Blues, it was a must win. Because if they only won it by a couple points, people would still say they should have beaten them by more. But then if the Chiefs were able to win, the Blues wouldn't have any momentum going into that Super Rugby Trans-Tasman competition. But I feel like that's the result that a lot of people saw happening, but they didn't see it being so close for so long. But the Blues, they just poured on the pressure in their last 10 minutes. 3 tries in 10 minutes is incredibly impressive. Hoskins Satutu, 2 for AJ Lamb as well. He looked strong when he was on the field. My mum is yelling at me. I got to go. Bye, says Zion. See you later, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. But yeah, for this final, I'm not sure what the light goal should be. We are sitting on 10 already. So I do thank you all very much for that. These live streams, they are normally a little bit quieter because of the fact that they are slightly later at night. And yeah, I think mainly our audience do watch Super Rugby Aotearoa, but I enjoy watching both. And I am also just learning all of the players in Super Rugby AU so that when it does come to that final, or when it comes to Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, I will be able to name both sides. The Brumbies mascot at the moment, well and truly doing a bit of dancing, trying to get behind his side. They are going for the corner again, though, in this one, which is interesting. I thought they would have been taking the 3 there, the Brumbies, just to get some points on the board, but they must have a game plan, and they are sticking to it. And that is going to be to keep on trying to pour on the pressures, have a few penalties against the Western Force, perhaps, and then that could lead to a yellow card. Of course, it is actually Tavita Kurandrani. He is missing for the Western Force in this match because of a suspension for the tackle that he did last week. And I'm interested to know if Hunter Paisami, it is a different, or he actually did tackle Hunter Paisami for both of them, but one of them was absolutely smacked. And once again, the line out has been turned over by the Western Force, but it's a little knock on. So it is going to be the scrum feed to the Brumbies. But line out time at the moment for the Brumbies isn't quite going to plan. And it hasn't really been going to plan. Maybe both sides feeling the pressure, both Kaitu'u and also Falau Whaiaa. But yeah, went up in the air to Darcy Swain. But Jeremy Thrush just getting the hand to it. He is very strong in a line out. And yeah, that is why there was the penalty. But do let me know, guys, in the chat, are you going to be watching the Rainbow Cup South Africa game that is going to be kicking off at around midnight New Zealand time between the Sharks and the Stormers? Is that something that you guys think that you will be watching as well? Or do you only watch the Super Rugby AU and Aotearoa stuff? Do let me know. I'm thinking about doing a live stream for that one as well. My only problem is pronunciation of some of the names. I actually recruited a South African to help me with the pronunciations, just so that I can make sure I was getting them right. That scrum has gone down, and now it is going to be another scrum reset. We've almost gone 30 minutes now. No points on the board. Plenty of action, though, between these two sides. Both, you can tell how much they want it. Both trying to get that little bit of momentum, because all it takes is a little bit of momentum in a game, and it could take you to the final. Would love to watch the Sharks versus Stormers, but got to get some work done as well, says Dexter. That is no worries. Are you in New Zealand, Dexter, as well, by the way? Or are you, actually, are you South F? No, I think you are New Zealand, aren't you? Or you're living somewhere else. I feel like I'm trying to remember the story, but I think I can't quite, don't actually watch anything here in Germany. That's the one. You used to be from Wellington? No, Waikato. It was somewhere in the North Island, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Now they are getting very close to the line now. And it is round the side. The Brumbies forwards trying to get a few extra meters for their side. Nick White going to the right now. Into the hands of Rob Valentini, dragged down there by the number 8. The Brumbies crowd getting behind them. Now they are only 5 out once again. Can they get the try here? 5 phases at the moment. And then it is going to be Nick White once again into the hands of Alan Alatawa. Are they going to be able to get over the line here? The Brumbies, it looks dangerous for them. And James Slipper there is tackled now. It's going to be Lolosio. Goes into the hands of Ure Simoni. And in the gap offload, almost finding the man, but not quite able to. And he did go twice there. Ure Simoni. So because of it, Western Force win the penalty. Oh yeah, what's got? Don't actually just tuning into your stream. Willie bro, you had it. I thought I was getting close as well. I was trying to remember every part, but it was in from Wellington, and then you went to Germany as well. What time is it in Germany at the moment? Do let me know as well. Batman has said, mate, this will be the AB's team for year one, or for the year one. Joe Moody, 2 Cody Taylor, 3 is going to be missing by the looks of that. Then 4 Sam Whitelock, 5 is going to be Patrick Tuipulotu, 2 Akiri Ioane, Dalton Papali'i, and then it is going to be Artie Savia, number 8. Then Aaron Smith, Bowden Barrett. It is Caleb Clark, Anton Leonard-Brown, Rico Ioane, Will Jordan, and Geordie Barrett. Week AB's team, Aussie will fancy their chances. And we did get to see the news that is the fact that the southern teams are going to be heading north to face Wales. It is going to be South Africa, Australia, the All Blacks, and Fiji, all having games up against Wales, the winners of the Six Nations. That's going to be a tough tour for them, but they are taking them all on. You got to respect that. And that's going to be a very exciting one to watch as well. We have got Hi from Moorcake. Welcome to the live stream, mate. Who are you backing in this match, Moorcake? I know you are a fan of the Reds, if I'm not wrong. So who would you prefer to see them face in the final? Do let me know. And they are now driving forward here, the Western Force. It is Kubali with the ball in hand. He has kicked this one high. It is getting chased by Pulu there, who is lining it up, almost able to take it, but Tom Wright takes it beautifully there for the Brumbies. Nick White looking for that ball counter ruck once again from the Western Force. Oh, player went up, player went down, and that's an advantage now. It is lucky he didn't land badly. It's offloaded. It's Guy 2 now having the run. He had an Alan Alatoa on his back. Now it is going to be in the hands of Jeremy Thrush, only 15 out from the line. They've still got the advantage as well. Kubeli goes to Mayotti. Now it is going to be Godwin into the hands of the number 15. He's done a little kick in behind. Oh, fella, he's quick, but he's not quick enough. And it is going to be the penalty there to the Western Force, and a player went up and a player went down, and I'm wondering whether or not they are just going to, yes, it was allowed, so it is going to be offside. The Force have almost got to take the 3 here, don't they? And it was a good step there from Kubeli, but he was just getting dragged down by, it was Pete Samu there. And then we have also got in the chat currently 12:30 Sunday or Saturday at Arvo, got you on while I cook lunch as well. And what is on the plate today for lunch? Do let me know. And we have got, if the pass I got went back, I would have scored. So it was a 4 pass. So very unlucky in that regard, but I'm sure you will get one very soon. James Slipper down once again. Just not looking too flash so far. James Slipper had a little bit of an injury earlier on in the match. It is that knee. And I feel like it is just bothering him quite a bit. 4 carries already, 2 tackles, 1 offload. My cat was vomiting this morning. That's no good, more cake. My cat is sitting on my lap asleep at the moment. He seems to always join me for these rugby live streams. So I don't know whether it's just because of the fact that I am warm or whether it's because of the fact that, he actually likes the rugby or listening to it perhaps. Supporting the Chiefs for the Cuzzy who plays there. Hint, he transferred from the Canes this year as well. And that would, of course, be Chase Tiatia, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And we have also got the Force, says Moorcake, and Domingo Mayotti is going to be kicking this one straight out in front. Can they get the 3 points? It will be 34 minutes into this match, and it will be the first points of this match. And it will be the Western Force who will be scoring it by the looks of it, unless, of course, he does miss this one, but he has got it straight down the middle. 3-0 now to the Western Force over the Brumbies, scoring first away from home. The crowd are supporting them big time here, and they will need all of that support in the second half as we get close to that Rugby Championship picks. South Africa win 4 and lose 2, win 3 and second, and then New Zealand win 2 and 2. Or win 4-0 to Australia and Argentina in 4th as well. And you think the championship will be shortened, South Africa to win. And that's the thing. I love to see South Africa play some more international rugby because of the fact, Thrush went up. He didn't quite get in, and now it's going to be in the hands of the Brumbies. It is going to be Scott who is countering straight away. I will with the chat in a very short moment and get back to the Rugby Championship. But first, they have got the advantage here still. And it is going to be Ure Simoni who is trying to make a few meters. Now it's going to be White on the 22, goes to James Slipper, who's still running hard, even though he has got that injury at the moment. White once again going back into the hands of Scott, falling into the tackle of Robertson. And now Nick White going into the hands of Ekitau, dragged down there by the Western Force. They are defending hard, and they have to here. And I feel like if they get a penalty here, the Brumbies, they would end up possibly taking the 3 as well. Or will they go for the corner? They may not have to, because it's going to be Rob Valentini. Tom right now backing himself, and he scores the try. And he has got the try, Tom Wright, on the wing for the Brumbies. And that is the opening try of this match. It's one of those ones, isn't it? As soon as you get 1 point scored in a match, it just opens up. And then it is going to be also, we have got fennel asparagus risotto for lunch. We'll be frying chicken tonight, though, as well. That is Rob Valentini. Goes on the outside to Tom Wright, backed himself in the corner, shunts through the tackle of Strachan, I think is how you say it. And that is why he was able to drive over, and he was able to score the try as well. We have also got May the Force be with them as well. Force with a few fingers from Warrior as well. And we have also got Minus next to me in bed and come down, and that is an appropriate said more cake. We have got BKR Sport in the chat as well. Hey, bro, with the Trans-Tasman starting up, I'm going to start streaming it again. Keen for a joint stream at some stage. That would be awesome. Yeah, we have got how was the Eels game and Bulldogs is the question from more cake as well. But yeah, we are, I believe we do follow each other on Instagram, so we could have a chat about it as well. But that would be something I would be very keen to do. And also, I see that your NRL ones have been doing pretty well. So congratulations on your 9,000 subscribers as well. And I think you're getting closer to 9.5 now that I think about it. Is this the final for Super Rugby AU? It is the kind of semi-final, but the qualifying final, which means that whoever wins this match will move on to the final to face the Reds, which will be the Super Rugby AU final, and that's going to be next week. Noel Olicio now is going to be lining up this kick from the sideline. He would love to be able to get this over and get the Brumbies a 4-point lead 37 minutes into this match. He has lining it up, Noel Olicio, and he has got it straight down the middle. He knew it was going over, looked away, and he knew that he had done well enough there. So the try for Tom Wright, kicked over from Noel Olicio, and it was in the end just a good backline movement from the Brumbies, forwards and backs linking up nicely. And then Tom Wright just too strong and drives straight over. We have also got thanks to you, the best lads, as well, says Penny Isaac, and I do appreciate that a lot. As a Wales fan, Wales will beat South Africa and Australia, Fiji, but not NZ in autumn as well. So yeah, it's going to be one of those ones. It's going to be an exciting tour. And as a Wales fan, I feel like you're going to be spoiled for games on. But you're going back to the Rugby Championship. It would be good to get to see South Africa play maybe 1 or 2 matches that aren't against the British and Irish Lions before we get into those matches against Wales as well, just to have a little bit more international rugby. Oh, that man was taken out there, I believe, if I'm not wrong. But now it's going to be the Brumbies with the ball in hand, 30 metres out now from their own line. It is fired back to Tom Banks, almost a little bit charged down, I believe it was. And that is going to be taken now. And he is going to be sending this high, Miotti. And it is going to be chased there by Strachan. He is lining it up, hasn't quite got it. Tom Banks, though, has been tackled there. Now Nick White going to the right into the hands of the number 12, Irasimoni, trying to find a bit of a gap, but not quite able to there. Nick White once again going to the forwards. Rob Valentini making a couple meters. I'm thinking Nick White might set up for a kick here very soon. And we have also got in the chat warrior 986 as well. And we have also got Makatis purring. Mine is well and truly asleep, I think, at this stage. And that one is going high, and it is going to be almost taken by Miotti. It is a knock on. I didn't even think he got hands to it at that stage, but now Nick White has got a lot of space. Erase some money. Goes into the hands of Tom Wright with the little grubber in behind. It's gone on the inside, taken though by, I believe it was Miotti, only a couple meters out from the line. Counter ruck here from the Brumbies, but the Western Force have still got this ball. Nick White not a happy man at the moment, but it is going to be in the hands of the Western Force. Oh, they're getting driven closer and closer to their line. The Brumbies trying to counter-ruck here. And they are going to have to kick this one away very soon here for the Western Force. He is looking for his options. Has kicked that one high. And he has cleared their lines there. Kubeli taken there by Noel Olicio. Decides not to take it quickly, though. And it means that we are going to be now ending up in the situation of a Brumbies line-out. And there are only a few seconds left in this first half as well. So that is going to be a pretty exciting one to see how it is going to be going. We have got also North being out was rubbish news for the Lions. Yeah, that is a big shame. Who would you pick as your centre now as well? Oh, he's hit hard in the face. And I think that is going to be stopped right there. Was it too high? Kaitu'u hit him right in the face there. And by the looks of it, he's not too flash there. M.A. Simone. I think he's going to have to go off the field for an HIA. We have Oscar. I forgot you were live as well. Says James Gordon. I was stuck in a TikTok hole again. You do end up getting there quite often, don't you? They are going upstairs for this one, but thank you very much for tuning in, James. Also, Timawai is here. And also, this is a good game, he has said. And yeah, it's a very close one between these two sides. Score prediction for Moorcock is 42-35. So they would well and truly ramp it up in the second half. Ray Simone, I think, will have to go off the field here. And they have got Robbie Henshaw, Manu Tuolangi, as well as that midfield combo. And I'm thinking about doing some sort of shoulder from Pulu. You can't be doing that. Direct contact to the head. The Brumbies crowd are not happy at all. Nah, not good. He leads with the shoulder and he doesn't wrap the arms. That man is either off for that's direct contact to the head. Is he going to be red carded for this? Huge moment in this game if he's off the field. Not just for the 10 minutes, but for the 20. Shoulder to the head. Okay. He hasn't made a wrap of the arms. Foul play. Red card. Tony Pulu off the field. Huge moment in this match. It is fair to say they were fighting hard, the Western Force, but Tony Pulu now is going off. The crowd are saying off, and that is exactly what's going to be happening. That is not what you can be doing in a game. Red card. Tony Pulu can't believe it, but he is going to be off the field for the rest of this match. He's going over to see the guy as well. Ere Simone. They are saying no hard feelings. Tony Pulu, though. In the end, it is going to be the red card. And now the next 20 minutes, they are only going to have 14 men on the field. Tony Pulu, sorry. Not a very happy man at all. And we have got, no, says Dexter as well. And we have got George was amazing. Or North, sorry, was amazing in the Year Six Nations as well. And yeah, I know that Jonathan Davies, is that a name that's been thrown in the mix as well? In terms of maybe in that centre. Is he a centre? I feel like I get my names mixed up of some of the Northern Hemisphere players. But how close is he to ending up in that Lions side as well? We have also got score prediction in there, and we have got game tomorrow 54-42 as well. So that is a high one. And we have also got, we're close to 2K subs. We are indeed. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If you are new, we are going to be doing the Super Rugby AU final next week, as well as Super Rugby Aotearoa. Plenty more action for rugby and Super Rugby Trans-Tasman kicking off. Not this weekend, or not next weekend, sorry, the weekend after, 14th of May. Now they are going for the rolling maul here, the Brumbies. This is how you can change a game right now, because of the fact that this could lead to a try. They have got the advantage now as well. Someone else could be going to the bin if they aren't careful here. The Western Force now, it's going to be Valentini running high, but he is dragged down in the end by a couple of the big forwards. Medrano was one of them. Now it's in the hands. He's running hard at the line. I believe it was Noel Alicio. Now it's going to be Fight Out Quick Hands. And Tom Banks scores a try for the Brumbies. And you talk about a game-changing moment. And possibly that red card could be it. And the Western Force now, they are going to be behind by 9 points now, possibly 11 if this kick does go over. But the Brumbies have scored the try there. It's one of those ones, isn't it? Like I said, you have a try or you have a point, and then all of a sudden everyone's scoring. And that is exactly what's happened here. Since the 35th minute, when there was the penalty kick by the Western Force, we've had 2 tries. Tom Wright and also Tom Banks, the 2 Toms. Have we got any other Toms on the field or on the benches? Tom Ross, number 18, calling it now. He's going to score a try. That's a bold prediction, having a prop, one of the reserve props scoring the try. But he is named Tom, and every other Tom has scored. So I guess I'll stick with that. And it is going to be the man in the number 18 jersey, scoring a try tonight. We have got Let's Go Brumbies because it is my mother's team as well, says Penny Isaac as well. Do you think Western Force still have what it takes, says Reinhard Janssen Van Furen, I believe it is, if I'm not wrong. And I'm the only one awake in my house, says James Gordon, to win. It's a hard one. You can't have a red card in this competition. It's too costly. Like, his team's going to be down to 14 men now for the next 20 minutes. And from that, the penalty ended up getting them the try. I want to say that the Western Force, they've still got that fight in them, but a huge moment in this game is that red card. They were so close. They were in this game. It was 3-0 to them after 35 minutes. And I don't think they could afford to have a man off the field, but we will have to wait and see. It will be halftime very soon, and then we will be right back into the action for the second half. That one has gone over, has it? No, just away to the side. 2 costly points there, maybe, but at halftime, 12 to the Brumbies and 3 to the Western Force. I will bring up some stats as well for you guys, so you guys can see exactly. I will tell you about the stats, I should say, so you can see exactly what is happening in this match. But at the moment, was a close game, still is a close game, but it's just whether or not they will be able to hang in there for this onslaught. That I staked $100. Should I cash out? Says Reinhard. What odds did you back them at for the 100, Reinhard? And also, what are the odds now? Because I know at one stage the Chiefs, they were like $1.03 for the Blues to win, and that was when the Chiefs were only 3 points behind. But then from there, they poured on the pressure, and that is what led to the win, 11-1, says Reinhard. So how much do you get back if you cash out? The odds is 17 now. So you wouldn't actually get that much back, would you? But then I guess it's still $100. So how much is the cash out? I feel like I'm not really the best one to talk about betting because I feel like I am terrible at picking games because I just love watching them, and I feel like I can never quite decide who I want to win. But at the moment, we're going to talk about the stats for a second here. The meters carried in this match, 290. I get $21. Is it worth it, though? Is it worth doing? I feel like I want to say hang on for a little bit to see if they can score early in the second half, the Western Force, but I don't know if it's happening, and I don't want to be the deciding factor. What if they win this game? And I tell you, I feel like I've got too much pressure. I can't decide, unfortunately. Hopefully, whatever happens, you will be able to get some sort of cash out in that regard. Who do you think will win the game and go to the final? At this stage, it is hard not to back the Brumbies. The Western Force right in this match up until that red card moment. And then straight away, the Brumbies were able to score. The next 20 minutes of the first half, when the Brumbies have got the man advantage, are going to be huge for them. And they are one of those sides they can pour on the pressure. As we can see, from 290 metres carried to 63 in this match, 71 carries to 22. Just shows how well the Western Force were doing to just stay in there. Okay, thanks. We'll wait, says Reinhard. I really hope you win. And maybe, who knows, maybe if the Western Force do get the win, you know, a little donation to the channel maybe. No, I feel like I haven't given you any good information, though, to be fair. Passes 100 for the Brumbies in the first half, 31 for the Western Force. Tackles 100 made in the first half, 101 for the Western Force, 30 for the Brumbies. So it's just one of those ones. They have had the pressure poured on. 6 penalties against the Brumbies, 5 against the Western Force. But that red card, though, could be a big factor in this match. Like I said, so far Tom Banks has had the most running meters for the Brumbies. And then for the Western Force, it's actually Kyle Godwin who has had the most tackles so far. 5 for Alan Alatoa leading the field. And then 16 tackles for Kane Koteka so far in this match. The number 7 for the Western Force. Also Godwin, Stander, and Robertson all having 11 and 10 and 11 in this one. So it is a very interesting one. So I still have a chance. It's not over yet, says Reinhard. Yeah, it's one of those ones. These matches can go either way. You know, like you've got a chance, and also there's also possibly a chance that it might not pay off. But you know, it's one of those hard ones. Hopefully, hopefully they can get the win for you. And Isaac has said haha as well. And I liked and sub as well, says Reinhard. And how does the ball position for the teams? I will quickly scroll down to that as well. But I believe, if I'm not wrong, looking at those other stats, surely, the Brumbies have had, I'd guess 70%, 67% possession in this match for the Brumbies so far. So that's the thing. If the Western Force can get their hands on the ball for a little bit of time, perhaps if they can get that early try, it's a hard one for them. That red card, big moment in the game, that is for sure. But yeah, we will have to wait and see how this one is going to go in the second half. Do let me know what your full-time score predictions are in the chat. I did see earlier on we did have 42-35 to the Force, and we have had a couple tries. So these ones now could be opening up the opportunity for a few more. How long is the break, says Reinhardt? I believe it is about 10 minutes. Seems a little bit longer than Super Rugby AU, or sorry, Super Rugby Aotearoa, but maybe that is just because of the fact that I just don't stop talking during those breaks, because I'm thinking about doing the South African Rainbow Cup game that is going to be on after this one. It's going to be a 11:55 p.m. kickoff in New Zealand, or 12 a.m. kickoff, I think, in New Zealand. So I'm thinking about doing that game. Although this pronunciation of some of those names, I think I will struggle with a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see there, see how it does go. But yeah, do let me know. Are you guys watching that game as well? Dexter is going to be doing a little bit of work, but he has said Brumbies 32, Western Force 10 for the prediction in this one. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be an upward battle for the Western Force, definitely with 14 men. But the fight that they showed in that game against the Reds to get the win, it's kind of like that Cinderella story if they were going to be able to do it. But is the fact that they are missing Rob Kearney. Also, interesting choice, I thought, to have Jack McGregor. I think I called him Gallagher earlier on, but Jack McGregor not starting at 15. They have gone for Strachan instead. But I thought he played very well in the last match. Jack McGregor as well. The Western Force won the Reds, so I believe they can win this as well, says Reinhardt. And yeah, they were paying a lot of money in the TAB as well, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one and see who is going to be able to do this one. So they are saying that maybe there was no intent for Tony Pulu for that one, but unfortunately just ended up getting it just that little bit wrong, which did lead to the try for the Brumbies as well. There's a little fly flying around, and it keeps on flying past, and it has distracted me many times. But yeah, we are just waiting for the second half to get underway. And I am looking at the clock as well. We know what time the game is going to be kicking off for the South African game. That's going to be 11:55-ish. Am I going to have enough time to switch between live streams? We've got only an hour and 4 minutes till that game does kick off. Going to be a little bit close. That is for sure. But yeah, they are talking about, it's Michael Checker. So unfortunately, it did end up with the shoulder of Tony Pulu getting the red card, which means because of the Super Rugby AU rules, it means after 20 minutes, you are going to be able to bring another player on, but the player who got red carded cannot come back out. I'm a Stormers fan, says Reinhardt, so you'll be watching that game, I assume, the Western Force. Yeah, so I assume you would be watching that game. What's your score prediction for that one as well, Reinhardt? And you may be able to help me with some of the pronunciations if you are in the live stream as well. Would be very much appreciated. And I feel like, yeah, some of them just don't roll off the Kiwi tongue, unfortunately, but I will try my best as well. I think that red card rule is quite all right as well, says Dexter. Yeah, it does mean that if it is a red card for something that is a little bit questionable because of the way that the laws are written, like some of them just have to be given as reds, even though some of them may not be too bad. But it is that situation of, I like the fact that they can bring a player back out, and it means that you are back to the full 15. But yeah, for the first 20 minutes of the second half, they are going to be lacking one player. And I feel like that could be very unfortunate for them. My cat is still hanging around as well. He is quite warm. I think it's from the lights as well, not just from me. We have got a couple things in the works as well. The Stormers have Peter Steph-Toy back. He is a beast. He was South Africa's flanker as well. Yeah, that's a battle that I'm looking forward to. He is in the number 7 jersey, and then they've got Sia Kolisi for the Sharks is going to be in, he's going to be in the number 6 jersey. So the loose forwards, I say it for every Super Rugby Aotearoa match, if your loose forwards are playing well, the whole team seems to be as well. So that's going to be exciting to see those two facing off, two world-class players. And just looking at the lineups as well, I've got them all printed out as well. Like there's some good players for both sides. You're looking at that front three as well. You've got Nashe, also Mbata and Thomas Dutoy for the Sharks, and then Malharbe Skara as into Benny. Hopefully I said that right. And also it is Stephen Kitsoff as the front row. Yeah, that doesn't wreck the match. Makes sense if the yellow is 10, but also that person has to be replaced, keeps the culprit out, but keeps the game alive. Yeah, that is a good way of putting it as well. So more than likely, after that time, maybe they look at bringing on either Jack McGregor and maybe Jake Strachan could move to a different position, or maybe they'll go for Henry Taifu as well, although he's more of a, is he first five or centre, Henry Taifu? But they look like it is going to be Jeremy Thrush. He is a very tall individual, and he will be hoping to lead from the front in this one. He's not the captain, I don't think, but he wants to be able to get his side the win here. They are showing also Jordan Olawafela hasn't actually ended up getting, he hasn't actually ended up getting a try in this match yet. He got 3 in the last one. He also got Sia Khaleesi as overrated man. He doesn't do anything on the field. They just choose them because of the colour of his skin. There should be a 6 or more blacks in the South African team. BS, if you ask me, as well, said Reynard. My voice almost stopped working, said Reynard. See, I didn't really know. See, I feel like I don't know the South African side as well as I should, because I know he also, he ends up getting quite a few offers from teams, doesn't he? So I assumed he must have been a decent player, but yeah, I guess maybe not as good as I had first intended, or first assumed, I should say. Sorry. Yeah, we will have to wait and see how they are going to be playing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Peter Steph Dutoy. He is going to be a very strong player. Who is the player for the Sharks that I should be looking out for, Reynard, throughout that match? Who's one that you feel could be a little bit of a pain for the Sharks as well? I'd say Khaleesi deserves a spot in the same way John Smith used to as well, just because he was the captain of the South African team as well, says Reynard. Or Reynard, I believe it is. Hopefully I have been saying it right the whole time. But yeah, interesting. That is for sure. I feel like I need to start following South African rugby a little bit more than I have been, because of the fact that like the British and Irish Lions tour is coming up, and hopefully it does get to take place. Not the strongest player available, but the leadership is something you don't see so easily as well, says Dexter. But yeah, that game is only an hour away. We are still waiting for the second half to get underway. I'm a little bit worried that this game is going to be going on while the next game is going to be starting, and then I have no idea what to do there. I feel like I'd finish this game and maybe start that game just a little bit later. So hopefully I have got everything ready. I don't actually think I've got a thumbnail for it yet. Well, maybe. Actually, I think I got the thumbnail, mate. I just haven't put it into a scheduled live stream. Bismarck was much better than Smith as well, says Dexter. But yeah, we are waiting for the second half to get underway in this match as well. Are the Brumbies going to be able to pour on the pressure early on? Read me the Shark squad, then I can tell you as well, said Reinhardt. Right, my pronunciations. Hopefully you will be able to know exactly who I am talking about. So it is going to be number 1, Nashan, number 2, Mbata, and then number 3 is Thomas Dutoy. Then you've got Van Yerden. Then you've got Renuel Heku, maybe, Sia Khaleesi, Henko Fenta, Noche, Grant Williams, Kerwin Bosch, Yapinke, Ward, captain as Lukanyo and then Cebu Nkosi and Apelele Fase is the starting lineup for the Sharks. Close game, says Adam Cooper. It is indeed. There weren't a single point on the board up until the 35th minute, and then it was the Force who got the penalty, but then from there, 2 tries, Tom Wright and Tom Banks, both Toms able to score, and I'm hoping Tom Ross gets one as well, because then it would be the triple Toms, and they would have all been able to score as well. Yeah, hopefully my pronunciations do. Let me know what names I was messing up there as well, Reynard, and I will try my best to fix them. Bosch is pretty on form, I think. Vassie is decent from fullback. Okay, so we have got Lukwanye and also Kerwin Bosch for the 2 players who are going to be dangerous. Hopefully I said them right as well. What you reckon, Rayard? I haven't watched so much as well, says Dexter. Fassi has some speed on him as well, said Reynard. Mate, have you seen how good Dixon the hole is? He played Dixon. Is that actually I feel like you tried to trick... did you try and trick me, or is that a real name? Because I feel like He played for Bristol Bears in the English League. Kalani has said, did I pronounce it? I don't know if that's a real name. I feel like, maybe it's a bit too close to something else. Stormers to win by 13 points, says Reinhardt, as well for this one. Going to be a good match. Got him as well, said Dexter. I well and truly fell for it. I thought for a start it was going to be Ash Dixon that you were talking about, but then the whole was afterwards, as well as that guy as well. Says Dexter. Here we are waiting to see the second half get underway. I mean, I feel like today has been one of those days for live streams. Like, I mean, in the Super Rugby Aotearoa one, I cracked an egg and poured it over my head for a donation. So I feel like it's one of those ones that we've got. It's an interesting day, that is for sure. And we have also got look out for him as well for Notcha in the number 8 jersey. So that is going to be an exciting one as well. As Sharks fan here, Reynard, all the best as well, says Dexter. So one each way, we got a Stormers fan and a Sharks fan. And I guess I should ask the question as well, who for the Stormers is going to be a couple of your best players, all the best, buddy, as well from Reynard? Yeah, some good players in those lineups. And we have got only an hour to wait till that match gets underway. So of course, it is going to be Peter Steph-Toy as one of the strong ones. Got a good backline, though. Lots of pace in there as well. Sean Richard Kahui, Peter Steph-Toy as well for Reynard. Is there anyone else, perhaps on the back line as well, that I should be looking out for? I know Valimza goes pretty decent. Skara Intabeni is a decent one as well, is very good. Yeah, I've heard a lot about him as well. And that is Nick White, who has got that ball just inside of the 22 or just outside of the 22 now. And it is a knock-on advantage to the Brumbies. The force down to 14 men for the next 16 minutes as well. So it will be a little bit of pressure on them. The Stormers backline is not so good. Does Herschel Yankees play? Number 9. He is indeed. He is going to be playing in this match. And he is one who has been pretty good for the Springboks. I believe he's had a couple good games. There's a penalty now to the Western Force, though, just inside of the half. The ball is not coming out nicely for them. What do they do here, the Western Force? I feel like they will be kicking for the corner from here. Pete Samu, I think, or no, it was Murhead who was off his feet, Andy Murhead. And now it is going to be Miotti who is going to be kicking. Look out for that little boy as well, said Reynard as well. And we have got probably, it won't be on next weekend despite being finals. 8th is my birthday, so I'm not sure the missus will let me watch you in the rugby all day. Oh, surely for your birthday, though, you get to watch a little bit of the rugby. Herschel was a beast. Take care, guys, as well, says Dexter. You too, mate. Richard Kahui, sorry. 90 points so far in Super Rugby. Not in AU, but Super Rugby in general. It is going to be Falau Faina, Taina Shu here. It is going to be Kaitu, who is going to be throwing this ball now. And it has gone to the front short there. Straight into the hands of the number 6, who has got up and gone again. It was Anstey. And now there is a man in the wrong place there for the Brumbies. And now it is going to be in the hands of Santiago Medrano. They are on the 22 at the moment. The Western Force, Jeremy Thrush, got that ball now, getting driven backwards. Great defense. It is a tackle, so they've got a release there. Valentini and Scott. Now it is going to be in the hands of Anstey once again. Trying to drive forward. Great defense so far from the Brumbies in this match. Now it's going to be Miotti. Goes into the hands of Godwin, who did try and make a few meters, but once again, the Brumbies defense is holding up. Now it's going to be Miotti going into the hands of Medrano once again. The Argentines linking up. Now the Brumbies, it is a knock-on advantage, and the Brumbies have now got this ball. Nick White going to kick that one in behind almost, but it did end up deflecting, and it means that it is going to be the scrum feed to the Brumbies now, and we have got catch you later as well from Dexter. We will see you later, mate, and happy birthday for the 8th of May as well. And yeah, I hope you have a good one. I'll be back, says James Gordon. No worries, mate. And we have also got no, says Reinhardt as well. And is that for the fact that he is leaving, or because of the fact that at the moment it is going up against the Western Force? Hopefully they can get a try very soon, because then at least that way you would be able to cash out a decent amount. Carries at the moment, though, 73 for the Brumbies and only 22 for the Western Force. Come on, Western Force, says Reinhardt as well. Are they going to be able to get the job done here? The Western Force move on to the final, where they will be taking on the team that they were able to beat, the Brumbies. 2-0 at the moment in terms of 2 losses up against the Reds. And I feel like that's the final that a lot of people think is going to be the case. But this Western Force side, if they can hang on for 13 more minutes, keep themselves in the game, perhaps get a try, I should say, as well. They are going to be having another scrum reset, which uses up time. But yeah, if they can keep in this match for a little bit longer, is this a semi-final, says Reynard? Yeah, it is kind of semi-final, but it is the qualifying final, I think they have called it, which is pretty much, these two sides who finished second and third playoff, and then the winner of that moves on to the final as well. So yeah, there is a lot on the line here. A final spot against the Brumbies as well. I'm getting messages through my computer as well, I think, at the moment. I do see. And now it's going to be Nick White, who has fed that ball in the front row, has gone down, and it's going to be a penalty to the Western Force. And that is a bit of a change. It was this near side, or it was Palau Fine. They are showing there. And the Western Force have won the penalty. How does the Western Force look as well? Says Reynard. They haven't looked too bad. They've been keeping in there. It's just that red card that could have changed the momentum of the game. Nice as well, says Reynard, with the dollar sign as well. But it is Kaitu who is still down. I think it is because of the fact the net goes down. And then it is a very awkward fall for the man. Hopefully he isn't too injured in that regard. But now Nick White is holding on to the ball at the moment, I think, if I'm not wrong. But it is Kaitu. They have to take all precautions here because of the fact that he is down. They have stopped the clock as well. That is not good news for that man. And if he does go off, I believe it is, yes, it is Andrew Reddy who is going to be coming on the field in that regard. But so far, Kaitu, 1 carry, 6 tackles, 2 missed tackles, 1 broken tackle as well. They are twisting his neck at the moment to see if he is all right. Nathan Sim is in the chat. Hi, it's been a while. Welcome back to the live stream, mate. Hope you have been well. And yeah, I hope you have been enjoying all the sport that we've had on recently. Of course, we've had a bit of cricket as well with the IPL starting up. Although those games are all, of course, on in the middle of the night, which does make it a little bit harder to watch them. But yeah, hopefully you've been enjoying all of Super Rugby Aotearoa and AU as well. But he's back to his feet there, Kaitu, which is a good sign. We're going to see the angle there. Oh, the front row goes down and he kind of gets spiked on his head. Who do you think is the best player from the Western Force side? I mean, I would say normally Olawafela after that last match, but I feel like that was kind of one of those matches that he had a very good game, but he's been slightly quiet other than that. But then someone like a Thomas Kubeli, I feel, and Jeremy Thrush, actually, I feel like for those forwards just gives that 4-pack just a little bit more of a boost. But also, yeah, I'd say Kubeli has been good at making decisions throughout these matches as well. And also Jack McGregor, who isn't actually playing yet. He is on the bench. That one has gone straight down the middle from Mayotte. So now the score in this match is going to be 12 to the Brumbies and 6 to the Western Force. We have also got, in there we have got, I think the Satyrs, 6 Ethan Blackadder, 7 Pablo, 8 Tom Sanders, then Tom Christie, and Cullen Grace as well. And that's the thing, you've even got a couple more names in there. You've got Sione Avila, you've got Fetu Kamokomo Douglas. They are stacked when it comes to those forwards, the Crusaders. So it's going to be interesting to see how Pablo slots in, and perhaps he does lock himself in there, and then he would be in that starting lineup. Jeremy Thrush taking that one nicely. He almost didn't even have to jump for that one, Jeremy Thrush, and he was still able to take it above the man who was jumping. Now it is a drive once again for the Western Force, 30 metres out from their own line. It is going to be Thomas Kubeli who is going to be firing this one high by the looks of it. He is just rolling it back a little bit more. Sends it high on the right boot. It's going to be chased hard there. And it's going to be almost a beautiful take, but Tom Banks it hard in the air. Now they have still got this ball here, the Western Force. It's going to be Mayotte, goes into the hands of Godwin. Richard Kahui now trying to find the gap. He's found a bit of one as well. He's got a lot of experience, and they are hoping that they can use it. I will read the chat in a very short moment as well, but now it is going to be in the hands of Stander, who has a good run up the middle of the field. They're on the halfway line. Jeremy Thrush now held up there almost by Ikatau, but has gone to ground. 10 minutes left of the red card for the Western Force as well. The Western Force, though, still driving. It's almost become a maul, but that one has gone to ground now, and the ball is still at the back of the ruck for the Western Force. They are slowly driving. Mayotte with a little chipper behind Godwin, though. Little bit of contact on him, and because of it, it means that Muirhead has got the opportunity to kick that one down the middle of the field. It is in the hands of Jordan Olawafela. Is he going to run it, or is he going to try and kick this one? He has tried to run. Great low tackle on him by Muirhead, though. But they have still got this ball now. It's going to be Kubeli. He is going to be going back into the hands of Anstey now. But yeah, in the chat we have got, interesting. Don't know how Chiefs are in the final. Would be certain, or was certain it would be the Blues. Yeah, that's one of those things. Before the competition started, it was always Blues and Crusaders. And then the Chiefs have been able to sneak in there. 5 in a row, though. Very impressive. No one saw it coming, and they will be hoping. Oliver Fella was kind of stopped a little bit by Muirhead there. But now Tom Banks has been tackled. The Brumbies have got this ball at the moment. 40 metres out from their own line. Nick White now going to Alatoa. Nolalicio going into the hands of Simone. Going out to the winger now. Well, it's not the winger. It's Valentini running down the wing. It was running like he was a winger. Now it's going to be Nick White. Thought about going to the blind side. Decided not to. Lolicio goes into the hands of Banks now. It's going to be... Right. Interesting. Right. So Pete Samu is down at the moment with a knee injury, right? So pretty much the ball, it was actually the number 2, Falau Faingaa, who did kick the ball, and he did a grubber, and he ended up hitting one of the medics for the side, which was an interesting situation. But yeah, an awkward fall for Pete Samu there, gripping at the knee straight away. Not an injury that the Brumbies would have been wanting. Oh, he gets a little bit of the sideways movement from, it was Rory Scott next to him. But yeah, we have this guy play my game of rugby and won 10-32. So good job there, mate. As well, 1 try for the Western Force, please, says Reynard. Hopefully they will be able to get one for you very soon. Go Western Force, says Scoreless as well. And we have got 2 in the chat. Welcome to the live stream. Am I from New Zealand? Or I assume that is to Izzy, maybe. Yes, Christchurch. So we have also got, bro, my last name is Koya as well. But yeah, hit one of the medics straight in the back of the head there. Well, straight in the back it was in the end. And it means that it is going to be the stoppage. 11-10 at the moment in New Zealand. That is for sure at the moment. And it's one of those ones that the Super Rugby, the South African game is supposed to kick off very soon. But hopefully this live stream will be over before that one kicks off so I can switch straight over. Where are you? Where are the Western Force on the field right now? Says Reynard. At the moment, it is going to be an interesting situation because of the fact that Falau Faingaa hit one of the medics, which I believe now means that it is going to be their scrum feet, if I'm not wrong, because of the fact that it was a little bit of interference there. But it is going to be the man in the number, I believe that is Luke Raymer, if I'm not wrong, who is now on the field. That is for Pete Samu, who's going to have that slow walk off GIO Stadium at the moment. Looks disappointed, was having a good game, but it is finished for the night for him. I'm trying to figure out my backs for the All Blacks. I think everyone is as well. It's a very hard one to go with. It is Aaron Smith, and then you've got Mwanga, Bridge, Havilio, Anton, Leonard Brown, Rico in the number 13 jersey, and then Jordan and Geordie Barrett or Damian McKenzie. See, that's the thing. They're stacked for backs, and it's going to be hard for them to be able to pick who they want to play. So it is going to be a very interesting one when they do end up going north for the matches, or the match against Wales that they are going to be playing, and also the matches against Italy a little bit closer to the time that we are at the moment. Now it's Nick White, gets a ball off the back of the scrum. Now it's going to be Simone, goes to Noah Lolicio, goes into the hands of Muirhead, who is dragged down there by Richard Kawi, straight over the ball. Not able to get it. Nick White going to the right now. Quick hands, Darcy Swain, goes to Noah Lolicio, but it has been dropped, and it is now going to be the scrum feed for the Western Force. They are still in this match. 7 minutes left until that red card is up. That was for Tony Pulu, and then they will be able to bring a man back on. We have got Bitlags Gang as well. As said, hi, I'm pretty late right now, and no worries there, mate. I do appreciate you tuning in as well. And who do you think is going to win this match? Do let me know, who you think is going to win and what the score is going to be. Probably go to bed soon, have another game tomorrow, says Morcake. So hopefully you will be able to get that win in that one as well. It's 11 past 9 for me. But yeah, if you've got a game, be sure to get plenty of sleep. You want to be fully refreshed for that one. And yeah, hopefully these matches... Oh, my cat just had a little bit of a jump for some reason, which gave me a fright, as you guys probably saw. But now another man is down. It is Kai 2. And I said it throughout the Super Rugby Aotearoa live stream. We don't want any more injuries. Trans-Tasman game will be good, especially Crusaders Brumbies. And yeah, we don't have to wait long for that one. It is going to be Saturday, I think 7:05 p.m. for the first week. So that would be the 15th of May, I believe. It's very close, and it is very exciting indeed. First match of the competition is going to be the Highlanders versus the Reds. That is going to be on Friday night. So it is kind of cool with the fact that 2 games are on Friday, 3 games are on Saturday, although I thought maybe they would have gone with the Sunday game as well, just to kind of spread them out. So back-to-back live streams are going to be tough on the vocal cords, that is for sure. But I am hoping to be able to do all of them as well. I missed from the sideline, which was expected. Said more cake, yeah. tough kicks from the sidelines. They don't always go over, that is for sure. But, that's a good fend from the number 8. And they will be hoping that they can convert the next try that they can get here. We're on the field as the scrum. It was on the 50-metre line. It's been dropped, though, by the Western Force. And now it is going to be the scrum to the Brumbies, 40 metres out from their line. So a little bit of a blown chance there once again. It was Tamani who did drop that ball. And, hopefully we do get to see. It's kind of a few more handling errors have slipped in to the second half so far between these two sides. And I feel like maybe the pressure is starting to get to these guys a little bit. They know how close this game is. The red card, the Brumbies, they would be disappointed if they weren't able to get another try while they had only 14 men on the field for the Western Force. His nose is extremely flat there. I think that is Tamani. It looks like it has been broken probably a few times over his career as well. Still a lot of time left, says Reinhardt. Yes, we've got 30 minutes for this match to be decided between these two sides. We had to kick off not in the middle of the field because the cricket pitch was mud as well, says Morkate. So it would have been a little bit wet by the sounds of it at my school as well. And that's the thing. We've just moved into winter here in New Zealand as well. I think it is the same for Australia, if I'm not wrong. So, hopefully it doesn't get too cold. I am going to be shifting about a metre to the side. Tom Banks, though, with a great run, but it has been knocked on there. And because of it, it is now going to be the scrum feed to the Western Force, 40 metres out from their line. And both sides still have the captain's referral, I believe. So Tom Banks thinks that it was possibly not a knock on there. It was raining, yes, says Morkake as well. But Tom Banks with a great run there, tackled in the end by Godwin. Then it did go forward. But like they are saying, the Western Force, they will be a happy side at the moment. They are still in this match. 6 points is the difference at the moment. And maybe they will be able to get that win as well. That would be pretty awesome for the Western Force to not just beat the Reds last week, but then to beat the Brumbies as well. Of course, it's a long way from this match being over. Like I said, still 30 minutes left, 5 minutes left of the red card. That will feel like a long time for the Western Force, but they have survived for the last 15 other than that first try. See you tomorrow. Going to sleep now. Sleep for the game tomorrow as well, says Morkate. Good luck with your game as well. Hopefully you will be able to get the win. Now it is going to be the scrum feed for Kubeli. Do you bet, says Reinhardt. I don't actually know if I'm supposed to say on live stream, but not very often. I did that one, how they had like when you join, you got like a whole heap of bonus bets. I did that a long time ago, but other than that, not really too much. I do like to look at all the odds though. And now Nick White pushing over Kubeli there, but it is going to be the penalty now to the Brumbies. But I love looking at the odds to see how they change in regards of going up and down. And I often refer to them. It's like the fact that in the Blues versus Chiefs game, it was actually Kautunukiafi, the prop for the Blues, was paying the same as the Chiefs number 10 to score a try. And in the end, neither of them did score, but it is an interesting one that that was how confident everyone was that the Blues were going to be able to run away with it. I think when I was heading to Dunedin for Easter holiday, I might have seen you somewhere on my trip, says Nathan Sim. Really? Whereabouts did you think you saw me, Nathan? I haven't really been down Dunedin way, so depending on where you travelled from, maybe there could have been a possibility Brumbies penalty as well, says Reinhardt. But at the moment, this game has been back and forth, so maybe a Western Force penalty could be just around the corner here for the Western Force. That's going to be, once again, the scrum. They have got the extra pack weight as well, but now it is going to be in the hands of Ere Samoni, and he was running very nicely. Nick White offloading to Valentini. They are just outside of the 22 now. Nick White, flat ball there. Very flat to Noel Lolicio, gone up into the hands of Scott. They are inside of the 22 now. The Brumbies, it is going to be Ere Samoni with a little grubber in mind. Is it going to sit up nicely? Yes, it has. And Tom Wright may have scored, but I think his foot could have been touching the sideline, but it could be a try to the Brumbies there. Was it? That's a big question. We have also got, how old are you, buddy? I am 21, turned 21 in December. Is that going to be the try for the Brumbies? They have awarded it, but I thought when he was kind of sliding, maybe the foot could have been slightly close to that touchline, but we will have to wait and see. And Reynard, unfortunately, it could be a try. They aren't actually going to be checking this one by the looks of it. They are going to look at the replay, though. I thought he was a lot closer to the touchline than maybe they decided he was. But Tom Wright, he did take that one. And then from there, he kind of slipped sideways. We're going to see it from the behind angle. And they are going to be checking this one. Oh, it's close. Was the foot on the line there when he did slide in? Oh, it might. I'm not sure. Either Ashburton or Waimeri. Waimeri would have been the more likely of the two. I haven't actually been up to Ashburton in the last wee while. We got on back from James Gordon. Welcome back, mate. Do you think it's a try? I thought when I first saw it, the foot may have been touching the line, but it's just going to see whether or not it is clear and obvious that his foot isn't touching the line. Huge decision. Tom Wright takes it beautifully. It's the left foot here. Oh, I think it's out. I don't think he's got that ball down. I think it's going to be a no try. I think that foot is going to be in touch, and I think that's going to be a no try. Do you think, how does it look from the replay side? I think the foot may have been in touch. It's the other angle. It's the left foot. Okay. Right. So they have said it's gone touch and goal, which means that it is going to be a 22 dropout. Yes, boys, says Reynard. He is a happy man at the moment. Your hopes are still alive. That is for sure. Okay, they have said no try as well. Yeah, the commentators are saying it hurts because he was right in that decision. So it means that Tom Wright's foot just in touch. No try for him there. Could have been a second, and it would have been continuing the trend of just Tom scoring tries in this one. But it was no try. So because of it, 22 dropout. Little bit of a lifeline there. I always thought the Force was trash. Who do they sign? They have got quite a few good players this year. They have got the likes of Jordan Olawafela, who is an Englishman. He scored a hat-trick in the last match. Also got the Argentine linking between the number 9, Thomas Kubeli, and also number 10, Domingo Maiotti. Both very decent. 22 dropout. It is indeed, Reynard. And, they've got a few good players. Richard Kahui as well, an experienced head. Jeremy Thrush in the 4-pack. They're just one of those sides. They seem to have that heart that they do want to be able to win this match and win their match against the Red. Oh, Valentini lines up the number 8 there, Stander, who got driven backwards, but this looks like it's lit a fire under the Brumbies. They're going to go, if you don't give us that one, I'll score it a little bit closer in field. Tom Wright now has been tackled just inside of the half of the Western Force. Nick White fires it back. Alan Alatoa having a big hit up there. But he has been tackled. Oh, sorry, that was Scott Seo, who is now on the field. Now it was Tom Banks dragged down. Nick White fires it back now into the hands of Darcy Swain, tackled though. And they are working hard. Reynard, it's a new rule for this comp as well. As well says Nathan Sim. Yeah, they've got a few new rules. The likes of if the ball is in your in goal and then you put it down, it's actually a goal line dropout in this competition. Now it is going to be in the hands of the number 7. They are trying their best to drive forward here. The Brumbies, Noel Alicio trying to hit the gap, tackled by Madrano. And also, it was the number 6 that's gone through the hands, it's gone backwards. So Tom Banks now hitting into, it was Kubeli who has been told to release. They haven't really gone anywhere yet. 10 phases so far. Scott Seo got the ball in hand once again. Tackled by, I believe that one was the number 7. Now it is going to be Nick White looking for the kick here, deciding that they weren't going anywhere. So they needed to try. There's pressure on them and it's worked. They've got the advantage now for the knock on. Now it is going to be Scott Seo going to Nick White into the hands of Ekitau. Inside ball into the hands of Lolicio. Great offload there into the hands of Nick White, who's done the kick in behind, which would mean the advantage would be over, I believe. And that has gone into touch. Yeah, let's go. I think Western Force is going to score a late try, 12-13 as well, says Reynard. Yeah, at the moment, they are pouring on the pressure here, the Brumbies, and that is the 20 minutes up, which means now it is going to be Henry Teifu, who has made his way onto the field for the Western Force. But yeah, 2 big men there, Valentini and Stander, running hard at each other there. Did you watch the Blues Chiefs women's game? Unfortunately, I didn't actually get the chance to with all of the kind of video preparing and everything that we did have beforehand. But I did see that the Chiefs were able to get almost a comfortable win. And by the sounds of it, it was a decent game as well, which is good news for the female Super Rugby Aotearoa or Super Rugby competition that could be starting up very soon if there were great numbers for that one. There's going to be Thomas Kubeli now, who is going to be kicking this one high, and he has kicked it long and he has cleared the lines of the Western Force just past the 22 now. And Kubeli is asking the question about where it has been marked, but nonetheless, it is going to be the Brumbies just outside of the 22. At the moment, the Western Force, they have to kick in that survival instinct that they did use up against the Reds in the last match, because the Brumbies, they are pouring on the pressure. They want to be in that final. But at the moment, it has gone now into the hands of the number 20. Goes to Nick White. Now it's in the hands of Valentini running hard. He's trying to break the line, but he is tackled by Teifu. And also Mayotti. Now it's Nick White going into the hands of Lolesio, who has gone on the inside to Muirhead. It looks like it is going to be Nick White going to the left-hand side into the hands of Tom Banks. Once again, they are driving their inside of the 22. Now the Brumbies. It's gone into the hands of Folau Fainga'a, who is getting driven backwards, hit with a wall of defence by the Western Force straight over the top, but unfortunately did it illegally. Now it is going to be in the hands of Simone. Are they going to be able to do it here? The Western Force or the Brumbies, they are pouring on the pressure. They've got to keep on defending, and the Brumbies have got the advantage as well. So they need to make quite a few metres, and it's going to be the wide ball back. It's gone into touch, but it is going to be now going back for the penalty. And unfortunately, it was up against Kaitu there. And now they have got the opportunity, the Brumbies, to get outside of 7. That is Folau Fainga'a, who is now down. Too many injuries have happened throughout these competitions, it is fair to say. But when you are playing hard physical sides, you know, it's one of those ones that maybe injuries do catch up to them. Come on, Force. There's still time as well, said Iskaroi as well. And also, who are the favourites to win Super Rugby AU? It is the Reds. But I feel like if the Western Force were to make it to the final, those odds, they'd still be very high in the Reds' favour, but they would go down just that little bit, seeing as the Reds were beaten by the Western Force. But it is the Western Force at the third choice of who's going to, which is why if they can get this win, it would be huge for them. But yeah, it is going to be an interesting finish to this one. 15-6 says Rayard, if that is the case that they have decided to take it, although they are in a huddle at the moment, so maybe they are going to be going for the corner here, the Brumbies, and might be taking on that rolling maul, which has been defended not too bad from the Western Force. But I feel like now that I've said that, that is how you jinx something, I feel, because we haven't seen it yet, but it could be a costly position at the moment. 62% for the Brumbies, 68% territory, 7+ phases. They've had 6. The Western Force have been just defence after defence after defence, but they are surviving. But the question is, how much longer can they do it for? Come on, there is still hope as well, says Rayard as well. Are they going to be able to do it, the Western Force? I feel like it's the underdog story, which is why a lot of people are backing them to be able to win this match. But it is going to be Noel Lolesio who is going to be taking on this kick. So that means that it is going to be 15-6 if this one does go over. A try plus a conversion is 7 points in this league, right? It is indeed. So with that one, it would mean the Force would need to get a try and also another try, more than likely, to be able to win this match. They need to. They haven't been able to score one yet at this stage, and it has gone over from Noel Lolesio. Very close to missing to that right-hand side, but the score now, with 20 minutes left, it is going to be 15 to the Brumbies, 6 to the Western Force. There is a massive Tom Wright head in the crowd. Where do you get yourself one of those? Do they print them themselves, or can you buy them at the ground? Because I have seen quite a few of them throughout this competition. We don't really have them for Super Rugby Aotearoa that much. So that is why I am rather confused about it. But yeah, I'm just going to bring some snacks. Do let us know what you are going to be snacking on, James, for these ones. And also, are you going to be tuning in for the match that is going to be taking place? It is a knock-on. And now they have got the scrum outside of the 22 here, the Western Force, and they need to score very soon. But it is just good pressure from them. And Nathan Sims has said, I'm going to sleep now. Busy day tomorrow with school. The day after, good night as well. It was good to see you, mate. And I do appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, good luck with the schooling when it does get back underway. And at the moment, we're sitting on 18 likes for this live stream as well. So I do thank you all very much for that. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. Let's see if we can get to 20 by the end of it. And we will wait and see how it does go. But they are showing a lot of ice on the knee of Pete Samu, which is not a good sign, sorry. But it is the youngster they are talking about, which is Luke Rima. I will write that down quickly because I don't actually have him on my main team sheet at the moment, but it is going to be the scrum feed. The front row has gone down, so it is going to be another scrum reset. Doesn't look too good for Western Force. They need to score. I think they need to score before the 70th minute. You know, last minute plays we saw for the Chiefs. You can win a game in the final minute, but Oh, it's a penalty now because of the fact that the leg is down in the front. So because of it, it means that now it's a reverse penalty and the Brumbies do get that penalty. So up until that penalty there, the Western Force still had a decent chance, I felt, but it's going to be interesting. Time off, they have said, I believe. Yeah, I think it is for some subs as well. But it is once again for Laufaianga'a, who is still down on the ground with the shoulder injury. Not looking to flash. The replacement number 2 for them is going to be Lachlan Lonergan. Okay, so the ref has told off the Western Force for the scrum, I believe, but Ryan Lonergan is going to be making his way, or Lachlan Lonergan, sorry, has made his way onto the field. And I feel like that late pace of Jack McGregor, I think, oops, I just dropped my pen, but I managed to catch it, which was a good sign as well. But yeah, it's for Laufaianga'a, who is going off the field now, unfortunately for him. And it is going to be Lachlan Lonergan making his way onto the field, like I mentioned. Big moment for him. But yeah, Jack McGregor, I feel, could be a late key for the Western Force in this one. Richard Kahui, I thought, would have had a little bit more of an impact in that midfield, but so far they are still hanging in there, the Western Force. As long as the Brumbies don't score again, they have still got a shot in this one. And it is going to be Ian Pryor on the field now. That is for Tomas Kubeli. He's had an all right game, Kubeli, sorry. But he hasn't quite been able to get it going. And it is going to be Tamani has come off the field. And that is a sub for the Brumbies, or the Western Force as well, I think it was. But now a few more changes out on the field. And that one has gone straight into the hands of the Brumbies. Nick White now going into the hands of Ere Simone, running hard, 40 metres out now. The Brumbies, Scott Seo sells the dummy. Great ball to Tom Banks there. He is quick. He was trying to find the offload. He has been dragged down 15 out from the line now. The Brumbies, it is going to be Lolesio. Ere Simone goes into the hands of it was Rema, who has been dragged down. The Western Force, their defence has been good throughout this match. They need to make sure that continues. Valentini now having a run. And we need to wait and see how this is going to go. It's gone into the hands of Simone, who has been held up almost by Miotti, but not quite now. It's going to be Valentini running hard at the line. He will do that every day of the week. Valentini now, it's in the hands of Scott Seo. He will do the same. Good drive from the prop there. Now it is going to be in the hands of Tom Banks, who has been almost held up there. They are saying it was almost a maul, but not quite now. It's round the side. Darcy Swain, I believe it was a hard 10 metres out now. Nick White goes into the hands of that's Darcy Swain, so it must not have been Darcy Swain. I would assume now it's Nick White going into the hands inside ball. It was ripped away there, and it is going to be the knock-on advantage, and it is going to be a scrum for the Western Force. They are surviving like they know how to here. Whoever else got on back, says James Gordon. But yeah, Noel Olesio has dropped that ball just a few too many times for Tom Banks with the ball in hand. He's a dangerous ball runner, and he was almost able to find that gap. But yeah, they have got time off now. Maybe are they going Captain's Challenge here to see if it was a knock-on? Thank God as well, says Reynard. Yeah, it's going to be a close one, that is for sure. Hopefully, for your sake, we will get to see possibly a Western Force try very soon. There's still 15 minutes left in this match, and I'm looking, and it's getting closer and closer to the fact that we might be looking at about a 12 o'clock finish. Greg Holmes on the field now. That is for Santiago Maturano, who has had a very good game for the Western Force. But that's the thing. The defence at the moment for the Western Force has been what has been helping them out here because of the fact. And also, Andrew Reddy is going to be making his way onto the field, and that is going to be for, it is Kaitu, who isn't looking too flash here at the moment. He has been in a battle so far throughout this match. But now it is going to be the case of a Brumbies, or sorry, not a Brumbies, a Western Force scrum only a few metres out from their line. They need to make sure that they don't end up giving away a penalty here, or else it would be another chance for the Brumbies to get a few more points on the board. Come on, Force, says Reynard as well. Oh, it's a good scrum. They have got the forward pack to have a little bit more weight. They are driving forward. That's what they wanted, and they are going to win the penalty, the Western Force. And that is what they needed there. A lot of pressure on them, but their big forward back has delivered. Only a few metres out from the line. like the commentators are saying, hats off to the Force. G'day, Billy. How are you? From there, it didn't look like we knew what end was what from you, but it was just his back while he was stretching. But yeah, now it is going to be the penalty to the Western Force, and they have kicked that one down the field. It is a good kick as well. About 37 metres out from their line at the moment here. This one needs to be straight from Reddy. A lot of pressure on it, but if he can get it, and they will be able to possibly get something going here. Western Force fan, when I was a young kid as well, says Escaroy. So he would have probably had a few good memories of them ending up getting that win in the last week against the Reds. It's just one of those ones. It's another penalty to the Western Force. They are walking their way up the field at the moment. Piggyback penalties, as they said. It is against Rory Scott for taking him out in the air. And now it is the situation obstructing a jumper with the penalty. And it is going to be Mayotti, who is once again going to be kicking this ball down the field, wanting to make sure that one goes out. And they have just made their way about 70 metres up the field here, the Western Force. It was the number 20 trying to get that one for the Western Force. He did manage to claim it, and now they are only 30 out from the Brumbies line. The penalties conceded. Oh, and there are some subs being made. Who is it going to be? That is the big question. It looks like it is going to be Darcy Swain, is it? Or is it going to be Cadrian and Neville? It is going to be Cadrian and Neville coming off the field, and that is going to be Nick Frost replacing him. We are getting close to the end of this match. Only at this stage, 9 points between these two sides. It is Reddy now, who is firing it to the back. He has taken it there, Frush. Now it is going to be in the hands of the number 22 now. It is a Taifu, I believe it is, sorry. Now it is going to be Pry going into the hands of the number 18, which in this one is Holmes. They have got the penalty advantage as well, the Western Force. Now it is going to be Pry once again going into the hands of another one of the substitutes. That was Taifu. Again, they are working hard. He had a lot of pressure on him there, the halfback. Now it is going to be in the hands of, I believe it is Reddy. He is getting driven backwards. What do they do if they do get the penalty here? The Western Force, do they try and take on the three, or do they go for the posts? Or sorry, do they go for the corner, I should say? Now it is going to be once again Pryor. He is going to be firing it back. It is frozen at the moment. I did notice. And now it is going to be Mayotti, who is going to be driving forward here. Oh, it's been knocked away in the breakdown. They are going back for the penalty now. Was a Western Force fan during my childhood. Also, hashtag Honey Badger days as well from Escaroy. And the big question here, it is an offside penalty. Do you take the three, or they are taking on the shot there, which will put them within 7. It is a risky play, but Mayotti, they are backing him. One thing's for sure here, this needs to go over, because 13 minutes left in this one. You can't afford to take on shots if you do miss them. So Mayotti, huge pressure on this man to get this one right, and hopefully he will be able to do it here for the Western Force, get them right back in this match as well. And we will have to wait and see how this one is going to be ending. But at the moment, 12 minutes left. Mayotti, he is a cool, calm cucumber under pressure. It's a weird saying, isn't it? Cool as a cucumber is what I was trying to say. Cool, calm, and collected is the other one. Combine the two, I guess you could say. But now it is going to be Domingo Mayotti. At the moment, 2 from 2 have as well, says James Gordon. And he was back. What kind of snacks did you end up getting? Do let us know, James. But Mayotti now slowing down the breathing. Is he going to be able to get this one, Mayotti? He has got it straight down the middle. This is only a 6-point game now. And the Western Force fans, they haven't given up yet. Are they going to be able to do it? That's the question. They need a converted try and they would be in the lead. This match has been delivering so far. It is extremely close. Have you drove a car before? I have indeed. I have got my license. So I have driven a little bit in the past. But yeah, because we're in a small town, it's not really, you need to go kind of too far for anything. So it is pretty easy to get around. Yeah, at the moment, they are talking to a couple of Brumbies fans. They will be a little bit nervous at this stage. Noel Alicio is going to be on the kickoff now, and it is going to be Mackenzie Hansen coming on for Tom Wright. He was able to score a try earlier on. Also had that no try foot and touch. Could be a big moment in this game. The Western Force have got this ball counter ruck there from the Brumbies. The last thing the Brumbies want is to give away a penalty, or else they could be down to 14 men. That one has deflected off the hand, and the momentum is just going a little bit in the Western Force's favour, is the sentence, because of the fact that they were able to get the hand for the charge down, and now it's a Western Force line out, I believe, if I'm not wrong. No, okay, it didn't hit a hand. I thought it hit a hand there. Crack the X, says Saluni as well. I did already have that one earlier on, of course, that I did have to break on my head. Now it is going to be straight down the middle from the man in the number 16 jersey. Now they are going for a bit of a counter here. Valentini, they are inside of the 22. They want to counter straight away and score the try here. It is going to be the number 18, Frost, with the offload. They are only a couple meters short here. Simone, they've gone out to the side. They've got plenty of men there, but they have got the advantage now for the knock-on for the Western Force. And can they get a penalty here, the Western Force? That's a big question. Because if they can, okay, it is going to be the scrum for the Western Force. And they are saying it's brave from the Western Force. It is indeed. I'm having salty chips and Milo cereal, says James Gordon. That sounds all right. I mean, if it wasn't that I had another live stream straight after this one, I would possibly consider cracking open a bag of chips as well. And what brand is you go to for chips as well, James Gordon? And do let me know. And also, what's your favorite flavor of chips? We'll just ask the chat, everyone in the chat, favorite brand of chip, favorite flavor of chip. Do let me know. I am curious at this point in time. And it'll probably just make me want chips a bit more, but Muirhead knows that that was a mistake. And he looks a little bit worried. But Jeremy Thrush at the moment is down. Yes, please do it as well, says Isaluni. Hopefully, if you did miss it the first time, you will be able to go back and see it in, see it in that live stream, purely because of the fact that at this stage, I have the cat on me, and also we kind of cleaned up the egg already, but it is going to be Noah Lolicio going off the field, and that is a big change, but he just hasn't quite found his rhythm in this match. It is going to be Pasatoa, I believe it is, who is on the field now. Yes, it is. And he is going to be hoping to make a big name for himself. Turnovers conceded 13 for the Brumbies. Handling errors 9 and penalties conceded 11. They are probably only 1 or 2 penalties away from going into the bin, and that could be huge. And the fact that the Force have had a red card as well earlier on in this match is just a bit crazy. They have got that one going. The Western Force has gone down on the far side, and it's going to be the Western Force who have ball in hand. Good run there from the man Teifu. And that could be the Brumbies penalty. Yes, it is. And the Brumbies have got that penalty, and they know how much it means to them, because of the fact that that could be a big moment in this match. That would put them back outside of 7. And it was the youngster, Luke Reimer. And he has had a huge moment there, not releasing ball. They are going to take on the shot by the looks of it. They want to be outside of that 7 points. Mine's Salty Bluebird, but I'm eating a different brand as well, says James Gordon. I quite enjoy a Heartland chip. I feel like that's just because they're a little bit closer. I think they're based in Timaru or somewhere around there, but they have quite nice chips. Do enjoy them. Can easily scoff down a bag, not too difficultly. But yeah, it was going to be now the penalty to the Brumbies. And we have got come on the Force earlier on from Rayhart. And it is going to be Ryan Lonergan. That man, he is cool, calm, and collected under pressure. We did see in one of the earlier matches, he did nail a kick from 50 meters to be able to win his team the game. Just a converted try. You can do it as well, says Escaroy. Although if Lonergan does get this one, which he has, now it is going to be back to a 9-point game. This game's going to go down to the wire. And the big question is it going to be finished by the time the South African game is going to be kicking off? That is my big question. I don't think I'll even have time to go and get a drink in between games. We'll be right back into it. But I am enjoying all of these games very much at the moment. It is going to be Meoti now kicking off. Angus Warner on the field for Tom Robertson. And it is going to be now in the hands of Muirhead. They are inside of their 22. The Force need this ball back soon. And if they can score that try, that would be the ideal situation. They took the 3 earlier on. Would they be regretting it at this stage? Now it is going to be Ryan Lonergan. He is going to be kicking this one high. And it is going into touch there. It is going to be taken there. There was no one there, though, for the quick throw, which means it is now going to be a line out for the Western Force. 7 minutes left in this one. We're coming down to the wire. Like they are saying, every second counts. This is for a spot in the Super Rugby AU final. huge momentum builder heading into Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, which is going to be kicking off the week after the final. The final next week at 9:45 New Zealand time. Now it is going to the back there. Frush has managed to claim that one, or has he? It looks like it could be a Maul situation, which in this situation, they are still driving here, the Western Force. So they are making meters. That one is going to be available. I think that's going to be, it's going to go to the Brumbies there. Kahui, do your thing as well, says Karoi. And yeah, he is going to have to step up in the last few moments of this match if he does want a chance of his side getting the win here. Like I said, a spot in the final. There's a lot on the line. And I feel like that is why these two sides are going to be given 110% for the rest of this match. 6 minutes, scrum feed to the Brumbies, the smaller forward pack. But they are showing plenty of guts and determination in this one. So are the Western Force with the amount of penalties or amount of tackles they've had to make so far in this match. It's a crazy number. It was 100 at halftime. Surely they're moving up into that kind of 150, maybe even 170. By now, it is Ryan Lonergan firing that ball into the scrum now. It's going to be a big push, though, from the Western Force by the looks of it. They are going to the left-hand side. It is going to be Muirhead, who is tackled in the end by the number 21, which is Pryor in this one. Now it is going to be Lonergan. Not the best pass, but he has taken a nicely little offload there. Has gone backwards there for the Brumbies into the hands of Mackenzie Hansen. And they have still got this ball. 5 minutes left in this match now. Lonergan fires it back. It looks like they are going to be just using their forwards for a bit. Nick Frost got that ball in hand. But can they get this ball back here, the Western Force? They need some form of points very soon. Lonergan is going to be firing it high there. Has gone extremely high from Ryan Lonergan. It's being lined up now. And now it is going to be taken there by the Western Force player. And they have got this ball inside of their own half. It is going to be Pryor now, firing it back to one of the forwards. They need to go 60 metres here to get over the try line. And it looks like they are confident that they can do that. The Western Force, they've had plenty of fight throughout this season so far. They have still got this one. Pryor going to the left into the hands of the big number 18, which in this one is Holmes. Came on the field for Santiago Materano. Now it is going to be a backline movement. It's gone behind them, though. And now it's going to be Rob Valentini. Almost able to get that one, but it is taken in the end by Lee Warner. And they have still got this ball now. The Western Force, they can't kick it away, though. They've got to try and find the gap. They've got to throw everything at this Brumbies side, because if they do end up giving this ball back with a kick, they would be in that situation of, I don't think the Brumbies would be giving it back. The Super Rugby streams always have a lot of people. Says James Gordon, they do indeed. A lot of people love watching these two teams and these two competitions, these two countries playing. It's going to be a penalty to the Brumbies for going in through the side, and that may have just sucked the life out of the Western Force of Brumbies. It was number 12, Erasa Mone. And in the end, it was the man getting picked up there. It was Anstey. And then from there, in through the side was the call. And it means that now they can stall a little bit of time here with the Brumbies. Take this kick at goal. And it would put them a converter try and another try. Actually, it would put them, 2 converter tries ahead if he can get this one for them to be able to win. And only 3 minutes left for the Force. I think it is almost going to be too much to ask for unless they can score straight from kickoff. Ryan Lonergan does need to do up his shoelace, of course, in this situation. Smart man there, Ryan Lonergan, to be able to store a little bit more time. He has been told to hurry up as well. And if he's not careful, they have actually turned the time off. Now it is going to be, is this match shown on TV? Because there's less viewers as well, says it's Groy. I think it is just because of the fact that I think the Super Rugby AU competition isn't as popular as Super Rugby AU. But I think it is shown pretty much free to air around Australia, if I'm not wrong. And also around the world. You can watch it on World Rugby, their website. But now it is going to be, there are a few people looking like they are leaving already because of the fact that they want to beat the crowd when they are trying to get out of the ground. But Lonergan now taking his time, eyeing up the posts. And he is going to be kicking this one. And he has got that one, Ryan Lonergan. So now the score is going to be 21 to the Brumbies, 9 to the Force. No tries scored for the Western Force in this match yet. But there's still time. They need to get 2 tries. They need to convert 2 tries as well. And they've only got 2 minutes to do it. They need to score off kickoff here. If they do want to win, they have gone short. It is going to be Oliver Feller. They have retained that one there. the Western Force. And it is going to be the number 17, Alan Alato, off the field now. Now it is going to be in the hands of Pryor. They need to score in pretty much the next minute if they want a chance. They will have to take the kick quickly as well. Now it is going to be the number 15 there. Strachan, I haven't actually seen Jack Gallagher yet, Jack, or it's a knock on though against the Western Force. And that's going to be advantage over because it has been towed forward by the number 16. And it is Lachlan Lonergan there, and that one has been kicked into touch by Olawafella. Didn't have any choice there. And it means that now it is going to be going into touch, and it is going to be a line-out throw for the Brumbies. And we have got Neil Lau in the chat as well. As said, thanks for the commentary, Kiwi lad. Looking forward to hearing you in the final, and I do appreciate you being here as well, mate. And that is only going to be 1 week away. First of all, we are going to have Super Rugby Aotearoa's final, which is going to be taking place. They are taking Miotti off with 1 minute left, and that's going to be for Jack McGregor. Not really sure about that change. To be fair, I thought Jack McGregor would have had a little bit more time the way that he played in the last match up against the Reds, but that one has been taken by the Brumbies. They may even go for one more try themselves. It is going to be Valentini now, shunting off one man, and that looked like it did hurt quite a bit for the man trying to make the tackle. It is going to be, now it's in the hands of Lonergan going to one of the forwards. Once again, I feel like the Brumbies, they want to score one more, just so that on the scoreboard, it does look a little bit more one-sided here. Then at the moment, 21-9 is looking good for them, but I'm sure they would like to get one more as well. There was a flat pass there, and they are straight over the ball there. The Western Force trying to get that ball, and he has won the penalty for his side as well. We have also got, come on, Brumbies, love from Papua New Guinea. I assume that is as well. So welcome to the live stream. Yeah, unfortunately, for the Western Force, just hasn't quite been their day, but the Brumbies, they have booked their final with the Reds next week. That's going to be at 9:45 p.m. New Zealand time. And it should be a very exciting one as well. I was using a fast charger as well, says James Gordon, as well. But yeah, next week we are stacked. And when it comes to the amount of rugby that we have got on, I am incredibly excited for it. My voice isn't, because it will probably end up leaving me about 5 times throughout the week. We are on 21 likes as well, so thank you all very much for that. That one has been stolen by the Brumbies. Lonergan boots it into touch. And that is going to be the game. The Brumbies winning this match up against this Western Force side. There are a few big faces in the crowd in terms of the massive, and it's kind of like a massive sign that you can get. I kind of want one, to be fair, but the Brumbies are able to win this game 21-9. The try scored by Tom Banks, also Tom Wright, and there was a no try for Tom Wright as well in the 55th minute, but no try scored for the Western Force. A red card against Tony Pulu, and that I thought was going to change the momentum in this game, but the Western Force, they were hanging in there. But then, unfortunately for them, just the penalty at the end and a couple other penalties did lead to the downfall of them. I am going to look at some match stats, though, very quickly at the end of this one so that you guys know exactly what happened. 456 metres carried for the Brumbies to the 153 of the Western Force. Clean break 6-0. Defenders beaten 20-8. And then also tackles, they made 176 here, the Western Force, to the Brumbies, only 8. So they worked hard throughout this match, it is fair to say, but they just weren't quite able to get the win that they were after. Then we look at player stats very quickly as well, because Tom Banks had the 100 metres that he did run with the ball in hand. Very impressive from him. And then tackles, 17 for Kyle Godwin. Kane Koteka, 24 tackles in this match. That is commitment well and truly for that man. And still a successful season for the Force. They did way better than anyone expected. They did indeed. And it was one of those ones. That win against the Reds was just a phenomenal one. And we have had so many close matches in the Super Rugby AU competition, and I feel like the final may be no different. But nonetheless, I think I am going to be ending this live stream now, because I am going to be transferring straight over to my South Africa Rainbow Cup live stream with the Stormers and the Sharks. So be sure to stay tuned for that as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. I do appreciate you all being here as well. But nonetheless, I will see you all in the next one.